the 7th edition of the Berry County Brawl. And Monett comes in with a record of 1-1. The Wildcats are 2-0 on the season. Second home game of the year for Cassville after a win in Week 1 over Aurora. They had their first road victory of the season last week at Springfield Catholic as they beat the Irish 49-21. Monett picked up their first victory of the year last week on the road at Marshfield by a near identical score, 49-20 over the Blue Jays. And they come into tonight's action, and we're looking forward to this Big 8 conference game, the first Big 8 West game of the year for the Cubs and the Wildcats. Their first two games of the season have both been crossover games with the Big 8 East Division. Sammy Clapper along with Jeremy Marple, Todd Speakman running the camera for us here tonight again on CassvilleWebTV.com and also on YouTube at Cassville Web TV. Turning out to be a beautiful night for week number 3 of high school football. The first week we had temperatures in the 70s, almost fall-like. Last week it was very hot and humid. Tonight we're back to mild conditions. Temperatures only got up into the upper 70s, maybe a few low 80s, but it's going to cool down once the sun goes down. A little humid, but much milder conditions tonight here for the broadcast. Had a little rain during the overnight and during the early morning hours to help soften up the turf a little bit. And, Jeremy, we're looking forward to a heck of a ball game here tonight. The Cubs and the Wildcats in the annual Berry County Brawl.
Sammy, I expect both of these teams to be fired up when they come out of their respective locker rooms. And I tell you what, if you've got any trouble getting fired up for this football game, you better check what's ticking in your chest. Both of these teams, with that being said, both of these teams look fairly relaxed during warm-ups. They were kind of going through and some emotion, some adrenaline going out there. But overall, I tell you what, both teams look like they're ready to go.
It's your first conference game within your division here tonight, and then the Berry County Brawl Trophy up for grabs as well. Again, this is the 7th edition. The two teams, 3-3, so they're all even after 6 years. Cassville won the first Berry County Brawl. Monett won the next 3. Then Cassville has won the last 2. And the majority of the time, the home team has had the advantage, but Cassville winning last year on the road up at Burl Fowler Stadium.
Well, and out of all those games, all but one have been kind of lopsided victories for the winner. Hard to say what's going to happen tonight. You can take the records and throw them out the window in this game because these teams are going to get after each other, and I'm looking forward to it.
You look back to 2017, the Cubs were 3-7. Last year they went 4-6. But they lost their first 4 ball games. They won 4 of their last 6, and they get the majority of their players back from that team. They only lost a couple of wide receivers, a running back, and 3 offensive defensive linemen to graduation. They get most of their skill kids back. They return a lot of their linemen. They get some added youth put into their line with some size to go along with it. And they had that heartbreaking loss in Week 1 to Mount Vernon in the closing seconds, but then an impressive road win last week over the Blue Jays.
Well, I tell you, experience speaks volumes on the football field, and we'll just see how it goes tonight. I think the Wildcats are going to be facing the best offensive and defensive lines and probably the biggest that they've seen early in the season, and we'll see how they respond.
Cassville with an impressive home win to get things started over Aurora, and then they bounce back with that road victory last week over Springfield Catholic. We're going to have the national anthem here played real quick by the Cassville Marching Pride, and the national anthem brought to you by Berry County Ready Mix. They have locations in Shell Knob, Cassville, and Eagle Rock. You can phone their Cassville location for all of your stone and aggregate needs at 847-3200 and get a free estimate today. We'll be right back after this. Cassville, the Wildcats hosting the Monett Cubs here tonight at Wildcat Stadium. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you in part by Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts. Remember to order your art carved or gold lance class rings at affordable prices at Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts on the northeast corner of the square in Cassville. Also on the square in Cassville, Sports World for all your embroidery and screen printing needs. If you're looking for in-stock, area, athletic, school logo apparel, they've got it. They can also fix trophies for you as well. Sports World at 709 Main Street in Cassville, right there on the square. You can call 847-5366. That's 847-5366. Well, we were talking about the Wildcats before we took the break. They had the win at home over Aurora to get the season started off, and a shutout victory over the Hound Dogs. But then last week, going to Springfield Catholic, got behind in that ball game due to a couple of early turnovers, but then regained the lead before halftime and went on to a nice road win. Very impressive road win, and that was a team that Springfield Catholic had went down to Seneca and beat the beat the Indians. The Irish had beat the Indians on their home field. So a nice win on the road last week for the Wildcats coming into this game here tonight.
It was really good to see how the Wildcats responded to some adversity in that game early in the season on the road. They responded loudly with 42 unanswered points. So they're doing some things the right way, and head coach Parnell, he's pretty excited about the group he has. Not the biggest group that he has had, but he's excited about them. They're playing well. They've got a big test tonight.
They got moved up to number 7 in the state in the Class 3 rankings, too, after that victory last week over Springfield Catholic on the road. Other games around the Big 8, Aurora is at Lamar tonight. East Newton at McDonald County, Seneca at Nevada, Hollister at Springfield Catholic, Reed Spring at Rogersville, and Marshfield at Mount Vernon. That'll be an interesting game after the Cubs narrowly lost to Mount Vernon, and then Monett went to Marshfield and beat them rather easily. We'll see how the Mountaineers and the Blue Jays do tonight.
Yeah, there's really 3 games that I'm pretty interested in, and that is one, Hollister at Catholic. We'll see how Catholic responds after last week, and then you go up to Rogersville, Reed Spring at Rogersville. Logan Rogersville, the first couple of weeks of the season, they've played tough, and that one's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top there.
Role models are more important than ever in today's society. You can serve as a role model for others the next time you display good sportsmanship at a high school athletic event. Good sports are winners and are also vital to preserving our fine sports traditions. So the next time you attend a sporting event, remember to be a good sport and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. The sportsmanship reminder brought to you by Access Family Care, with locations in Neosho, Cassville, and Monett. Access Family Care bringing you the sportsmanship reminder. Well, the Berry County Brawl still about 15 minutes away from tonight's opening kickoff, and as we said, both teams have won 3 of the previous 6, so someone's going to break the tie tonight and get to hang on to that trophy for a year. The winner gets to take the trophy to their trophy case and then hang on to it until the next season. So that traveling trophy, it's kind of a nice added feature to this rivalry matchup between Monett and Cassville.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know where it is. They've hidden it tonight. I saw it earlier. I know athletic director Doug Martin had it in his hands earlier, but
it is here.
It is in the stadium somewhere.
And we talk about the little neighborhood rivalries. Now this side of the Big 8, which used to just be 8, has got broken up now. Cassville, Aurora, Mount Vernon, and Monett. They always had their little 4-team east side of the Big 8, if you will, rivalry going on. Well, now Mount Vernon and Aurora's went off to the East Division. Monett and Cassville staying in the west side of the Big 8 after it got expanded and split up. But still, anytime Mount Vernon, Cassville, Monett, and Aurora get together and play each other, there's a lot of added excitement to it because these 4 communities are close enough together. A lot of people from the communities work with each other during the week, so they get the bragging rights then the rest of the year.
Oh, there's no question. That's just part of the fun. A lot of and the players know each other, and they may a lot of them probably spend time in the summers together on various athletic teams, or baseball, soccer, basketball. Traveling around playing together. So really, like you said, it's close knit. The week that they meet head to head. It gets a little testy probably between everybody, but you know what? It's all fun, and it's a game of football, and we'll see what happens out here tonight.
Unfortunately, injuries are part of playing sports, and we're only 3 weeks into the season, but both teams have some players dinged up a little bit tonight, and we'll have to see how that affects tonight's ball game also.
Well, and that's just football, Sammy, and we see it every year. Somebody goes down, and really it's kind of cliche, but that next man up You just got to kind of live by that when you have a football team, and we'll see who steps up for each club tonight.
Well, the Cubs fans are getting ready to welcome them out onto the field, and the tunnel is being formed by the marching band from Cassville and all the student section. The bleacher creatures are making their way out to welcome the Wildcats here in just a few moments. We're going to take another break and let you hear from some of our sponsors. We'll be back with the Wildcats starting lineup. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Sports Network. That's hosting the Monett Cubs tonight in the annual Berry County Brawl. It's time for tonight's Wildcat Keys to Victory, brought to you by Wesco Home Furnishings in Cassville. Mark Whittemire and the crew at Wesco Home Furnishings are looking forward to another great season of Wildcat football. Just like the quality portrayed by each Wildcat football player on the field, Wesco offers the same quality merchandise and customer service. Looking at some keys to a win tonight for the Cassville Wildcats. Well, we've talked about some of the athleticism that the Monett Cubs have at their skill positions. Being able to control some of that speed and keep it corralled and not letting it get out wide will definitely be a key tonight.
Yeah, containment's going to be a big deal, and we've seen some issues with that in the first couple of weeks, and I know that they've worked on that all week long.
Something that the Wildcats have done very well in the first 2 weeks. They will have to do it again tonight, and that is get pressure on the opposing team's quarterback.
And they've been able to do that the first 2 weeks, Sammy, with the defensive line, really not bringing any linebackers any pressure anywhere other than just that pass rush. This offensive line that they're going to see tonight, they're going to have to bring some pressure with some linebackers, and it'll be interesting to see how that happens. But the main thing, Sammy, is the Wildcats are going to have to win that battle up front, and they've got a tall order ahead of them. It's just we're going to have to wait to kickoff and see how they respond to that.
Yeah, because this is the third week in a row, a talented signal caller. You had Jay Lee there in week 1, a veteran quarterback with a lot of athleticism. Will Squibb last week, the same thing for Springfield Catholic. Carter Brink here tonight, a veteran quarterback. He's been starting for the Cubs for a lot of games, and one of their leaders as well, and very athletic. So they're going to have to contain him and get pressure on him. And then, like you said, and this is obvious every week, it's kind of the same old cliche saying, but controlling that line of scrimmage.
Control the line of scrimmage, and defensively, when you arrive, you've got to tackle. You've got to wrap up. You've got to tackle. You can't give the backs second and third opportunities.
Again, tonight's Wildcat Keys to Victory brought to you by Wesco Home Furnishings. Mark and the gang at Wesco invite you to stop by and view their wide selection of furniture, mattresses, and appliances at 109 West 8th Street in Cassville. You can also find them online at wescohome.com. Tonight's Wildcat starting lineup brought to you by Fast Trip. They're located 104 South Main in Cassville. Great prices and friendly service is what you'll find at Fast Trip. Stop by today. Locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. Now, a couple of changes here in the starting lineups for the Wildcats due to some injuries. We'll start off with the offense. At quarterback, it'll be Devin Bates, a 5'9", 145-pound senior. Bates already on the year has thrown for 172 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's also ran for a couple of scores as well. Running backs will be Bowen Preddy. He has ran for 254 yards unofficially and 5 touchdowns through the first 2 weeks. And Zach Kanan, he has ran for 123 yards and a touchdown for the Wildcats. Kanan, a 5'11", 190 junior. Preddy, a 6'1", 180 senior. The receivers, Brett Cooper, a 5'8", 155 junior. And DJ White, 6'1", 190 senior. White already has 4 receiving touchdowns through the first 2 weeks of the season. Tight end, we'll have to wait and see. Killian Barbie was penciled in as the starting tight end tonight, but he is not dressed out as he has suffered an injury. So we'll see who starts at tight end for the Wildcats. The rest of the offensive line is set. Right tackle, Hunter Chasteen, 6'1", 225 junior. Right guard, Jaden Rybert, 6'2", 230 junior. Center is Troy Hagans, 5'11", 210 senior. Left guard, Nate Boley, 5'10", 210 senior. And left tackle, Zach Carney, 6'1", 220 junior. Defensive tackles for the Wildcats, Jacob Hall, a 5'8", 250 senior, and Nate Boley, 5'10", 210 senior. Defensive ends, Jaden Rybert, 6'2", 230 junior, and Andrew Pryor, 6'2", 200-pound senior. Linebackers, Zach Kanan, 5'11", 190 junior, and Jacob Olberts, a 5'10", 170 senior. Barbie was penciled in to start the week at linebacker, but with him being out tonight, last week Carson Jacobson stepped in, and we'll see if that's what Coach Parnell goes with when we get ready to go here tonight at Wildcat Stadium. The secondary for the Wildcats at the corners, Jerome Ewing, 5'9", 150 junior, and DJ White, 6'1", 190 senior. Strong safety, Jericho Ferris, 5'10", 180 junior, and the free safety, Bowen Preddy, a 6'1", 180-pound senior. Again, the Wildcat starting lineup brought to you by Fast Trip. Whether you're needing fuel, grocery items, fountain drinks, they've got ice cream, they've got snacks, and all at the very best prices. Fast Trip, 104 South Main in Cassville, locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. Well, we're down to what? There's the music that the Wildcat team is going to prepare to come out of the field house. The Cubs are already in the north end zone. They're getting ready to charge out from the north end zone and get their fans fired up here tonight. So we're looking forward to this Berry County brawl. While we're waiting for the teams to approach the sidelines, we'll go ahead and take a quick break and be back with more here from Cassville, Big 8 Conference football on the Talon Sports Network. Here at Cassville, the Berry County Brawl, just about 2.5 minutes away from getting started here tonight between the Wildcats and the Monett Cubs. Coach Lance Parnell, head coach of Cassville, and Coach Derek Ewell, head coach of Monett, out meeting with the officials and the team captains. Cassville in the all-black uniforms tonight with the gold numbers on the front and back, the gold Wildcat on the side of the black helmet. The Cubs are in their road white jerseys with gold numerals on the front and back. They've got purple pants and purple helmets as well with the gold striping. And right now the officials going over things with the captains as we get set to start tonight's first quarter. Tonight's first quarter brought to you as always by Michael's Hardware at 186 Sale Barn Road in Cassville. For your project questions, stop by Michael's. Friendly folks, serious hardware. A beautiful night. The sky is starting to clear out just a little bit. The lights are already on here at Wildcat Stadium. The sun has started to set, and it is dipped in behind the cloud bank back in the west, so the lights will be affecting play here a little earlier tonight. And then they're saying it's going to clear off maybe by the time we get this game completed. There's supposed to be a full moon tonight on this Friday the 13th. So a beautiful evening for high school football here in week number 3. We've been lucky 2 of the first 3 weeks with weather and hope that trend continues right on through the season. We'll see what the coin toss determines, and they're talking to the Cubs. So Monett has won the toss, and now they are moving the team captains around. Monett won the toss, and they want the football. So the Cubs will be starting from the north end zone, going from our left to right as we look on here this evening. Cassville will be defending the south end zone here at Wildcat Stadium. Again, the Berry County Brawl, all tied up, 3 wins apiece. Cassville won the first one. Monett won the next 3. Cassville has won the last 2. So edition number 7 here tonight in Cassville.
In a game like this, Sammy, too, both teams could experience kind of those first game jitters like week 1. They come into a big game like this, big rivalry game, and they want to hurry up and get this opening kickoff out of the way, get down and make a little contact and get those butterflies out of the stomach.
And, of course, Cassville, the defending Big 8 West champs. This is the first Big 8 West matchup for these 2 schools. And an important game to get the conference started off for both of them, because next week Monett takes on Lamar. Cassville has to go to Seneca. So they've got big teams waiting next week, so important to get off to a good start in your division.
Well, not only conference-wise, but in this district as well, Sammy.
Yeah, Monett's back in the district this year.
Exactly.
So they got moved back down to Class 3, so the Cubs will be a district opponent as well this season. Drake Reese kicking things off for the Wildcats. Ethan Umfleet back deep for the Cubs. The kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash, and we are underway. A high end-over-end kick will take the return man back into the end zone, and the Cubs will start the initial drive of the night. Jamie Gwynn had to go a couple of yards deep, so Monett will start at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, both of these teams have return men that can cause big trouble for you in the return game. Such a nice weapon to have, Drake Reese, for this Wildcat football team, to be able to put that ball into the end zone to eliminate that threat.
Carter Brink will bring the Cubs up to the line of scrimmage. He's got Ethan Umfleet, Jamie Gwynn as running backs, receivers, Dylan Lynch and Junior Cavazos. Brandon Majors also will be carrying the ball tonight for the Cubs. And the first handoff goes right up the middle as Majors gets the call. The big 6-foot, 190-pound running back takes it out to the 22-yard line and picks up 2.
Yeah, again, both teams similar size in the backfields as well. Both teams have 180 to 200-pound running backs coming at you.
The Cubs in that familiar formation that you're seeing a lot of teams utilize nowadays. A quarterback, 1 running back, and a couple of flankers and 2 receivers. And Brink, the ball comes loose. He picks it back up off of his helmet and hangs on to the football. Boy, right there, he avoided a turnover as the ball was jarred free, but somehow was able to gather it back in before he went to the ground.
Wildcat linebacker. Looked like Jacob Olberts. Yeah, 45. Jacob Olberts, the first man there, jarred the ball loose. Brink somehow it was able, as you said, to pin it on the right side of his helmet and maintain the ball all the way to the ground. Wow. Cubs catch a break right there.
It was a gain of 1. They'll bring up 3rd down and 7, our first 3rd down situation of the night. And we're just a little over a minute into the opening quarter. Man comes in motion. Brink fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Lobs it down the sidelines. He's got a man racing down the near side in front of the Cassville bench, and that was Junior Cavazos. And the ball was overthrown, falls incomplete, and the Cubs are going to have to punt.
DJ White running stride for stride with Cavazos down the Wildcat sideline. A little play action in the backfield. Brink showing nice touch on the football, just a little bit overthrown there, but very good coverage by DJ White.
Ethan Umfleet, the punter for the Cubs. DJ White drops back inside his own 35, awaiting the kick. So the Cubs go 3 and out on their first possession. It's a low snap, bounces. Umfleet picks it up. Not a lot of pressure coming from the Wildcats, so he does get the kick away. He gets away a nice kick. Bounces to the Wildcat 41, takes a Cub roll inside the 30, and finally deadened back at the Wildcat 25-yard line.
Short punt, friendly roll. White not taking any chances, trying to come up and field a rolling football. That's a tough play to make. Just got out of the way, let his offense get on the field and see what happens.
Ends up after the roll being a 52-yard kick and no return. And the Wildcats will take over possession of the football for the first time offensively here tonight. No score, not quite 2 minutes into the opening quarter. Wildcats send twin receivers out to the right side. I formation behind Bates. Gives to the first man through, and right up the middle comes Zach Kanan, and he takes it across the 30 out to the 31-yard line.
Kanan had a great game last Friday night. A lot of yards, found his way into the end zone, and he just had a nice run. Made a cut right at the line of scrimmage, was able to get past the line of scrimmage into the linebackers before he was down.
Doesn't get the greatest of spots. They put the ball closer to the 30 than the 31, so we'll call it a gain of 5, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Wildcats. Receivers right and left this time, and they split the backfield behind Bates. Bates rolling to his right, got a couple of blocks out in front, but he passes to White. White makes the catch at the 40, breaks the tackle at the 45, and takes it into Cubs territory out around midfield. It's a Wildcat first down, brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, locally owned and operated, the appliance store where you can find great deals on refrigerators, freezers, cooking appliances, washers, dryers, tools, hardware, and so much more. 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville.
Great throw there by Bates, rolling out to his right. He's got all kinds of confidence, throwing to DJ White. White doing a great job. Nice route. He's able to turn around. Ball delivered on time and down the Cubs sideline.
It's a gain of 20, 1st and 10 Cassville at midfield. The ball pitched back to Preddy. First time he's carried tonight. Makes a man miss at the line of scrimmage, and around the end he goes and takes it down to the Monett 44-yard line.
Preddy taking that toss sweep to the wide side of the field. Looked like he wanted to head upfield immediately. Just wasn't there. Was able to bounce it to the outside. Showed nice speed to get over near that Wildcat sideline.
He is able to pick up 6, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 4 at the Monett 44. 9:19 left to go in the opening quarter. No score as of yet. Monett had to punt their first possession. Cassville starting back at their own 20, or actually their own 20-yard line, and they brought it out to the 45 of the Monett Cubs. And Kanan gets the call on 2nd down and short, and he is stacked up at the line of scrimmage and is able to fight forward for maybe a half a yard, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Wildcats in the shotgun. Preddy lined out wide to the right. Kanan, the sole running back, trying a little draw play there. Cubs not having it.
So 3rd down and nearly 3 to go for Cassville. After Kanan is able to only pick up a yard. Twin receivers to the left side. That's the short side. Monett showing blitz. They hand off to Preddy, and he is met right at the line of scrimmage, and a big hit put on by the Cubs defense, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Wildcats trying a little lead play. And that's just beating your man off the line of scrimmage and making your way into the backfield. Preddy fortunate to hang on to that football.
It's a loss of about a half a yard. It'll bring up 4th down and 3.5 to go. Wildcats have to get all the way inside the 40 to pick up the first down. The ball's setting at about the 44, and they are lining up to punt. They've got twins out to the right, so Monett wary of that. And Preddy rolling that direction now gets the rugby-style kick away, and it's a good one. It sails back inside the 5 and bounces into the end zone for the touchback.
Preddy, probably your fastest Wildcat, is given an option there, a rugby-style punt, to kind of check out and see what the return team is doing. whether he wants to take it upfield or go ahead and get the punt off. He held on the ball a long time before he punted and boomed it a little bit too far. Wildcats would have liked to maybe pin that down inside the 5.
So a 44-yard kick, no return. Cubs football at their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Monett. Second possession of the night for the Cubs. Handoff goes to the first man through, off left tackle. Pyle moving forward out near the 25-yard line before progress is stopped. And that was once again the big running back, Brandon Majors.
Majors, we were visiting a little bit before the game, not sure that he ran out of the backfield last year. Maybe a newer position for him.
Yeah, he was actually on the line a
Right.
year ago for the Cubs. So they've taken that size and stuck it in the backfield. Umfleet starts to go in motion, now comes back. Cubs try a quick hitter, and Cassville all over the running back as they faked the pitch to Umfleet and tried to go with Majors again. And Cassville defense there is to stack him up for no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, really good job right there. It looked like Rybert, first man to the football. Hall also in the backfield. Nice play there on the defensive line.
Cubs unsuccessful on their first 3rd down conversion try here in the opening quarter. We're not quite halfway through quarter number 1. Still no score between Monett and Cassville. Man comes in motion for the Cubs. Brink pitches the ball to him, and that is Umfleet. No, excuse me, that's Gwynn. And Gwynn, trying to get to the edge, is run down at the 30-yard line, but we got a penalty flag thrown behind the play.
I think you're going to see a holding call here on the Cubs. Looked like the offensive line was holding defensive end for the Wildcats, Hunter Chastain, official right there to make the call. And it looks like Coach Parnell would like them to move the ball back here.
It'd been interesting to see where they would have spotted that football. Gwynn was very close to that first down marker when he got shoved out of bounds. Our view kind of got blocked by the Cassville sideline, but it all goes for naught as the holding penalty will move it all the way back to the 16-yard line. First flag of the night against either team. It goes for 10 yards against the Cubs, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 14.
Big 3rd down here for the Wildcat defense. They'd like to get their offense back out on the field.
Cassville stays with the 3-man front. Cubs with receivers right and left. Man comes in motion. Brink looking to throw. He's got 2 receivers over here on the short side of the field, and he overthrows them both. He was trying to go to the deep man, and that was Cavazos, and he overthrows him, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And once again, the corner for the Wildcats, DJ White running stride for stride with Cavazos. And at the end of that throw, White may have had the best chance to catch that football.
Tonight's first quarter brought to you by Michael's Hardware in Cassville. They'll give your to-do list a game plan that is sure to be a winner. Michael's Hardware, friendly folks, serious hardware, 186 Sale Barn Road in Cassville. Umfleet in to punt away again. This time it's a good snap, and he gets a good high kick, not nearly as deep though. Bounces at the Monett 46-yard line and backs up. But there to cover the play is Gunnar Bradley hustling down the field, and they'll spot it down at the Monett 47.
Wildcats get to take over in Monett territory. Great opportunity right here. The defense playing well early in this game, Sammy.
So a 31-yard kick, and it'll be Wildcat football, 1st and 10 at the Monett 47, and we have reached not quite, but close enough to the midway point of the first quarter to have our first water break of the night. And this will be the final week that this is mandatory, the first 3 weeks of the regular season. Somewhere in the middle portion of each quarter, they have to have the mandatory stoppage for the players to get a drink and cool down just a little bit, stay hydrated. Again, tonight the temperatures are not hot like they were last week, but it is humid, and always a good safety precaution to let everyone kind of rehydrate a little bit.
It's just amazing how much humidity can take out of you, especially moisture with your water, and you really got to make sure that you stay on top of that.
0-0 is our score. Cassville football, possession number 2 here in the first quarter, as they will get the ball at the Monett 47-yard line. Started back inside their own 25 last time and took it all the way into Monett territory before the drive stalled. Bates operating from the shotgun this time. They go unbalanced to the left. They go back to the right against the grain with Preddy. Good job by one of the linemen for the Cubs. That was Wes Merriman getting into the backfield, got into the legs of Preddy and knocked him off balance. He is able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that is all, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Defensive line of the Cubs playing very well tonight, giving the offensive line of the Wildcats some fits early. Cassville, if you've ever watched them play, they certainly want to establish the run. And they're going to stay with it and try to make that happen. They do, obviously, they're capable of throwing the football, but bread and butter is running between those tackles.
Back to the I formation. Bates rolling to his left, fires underneath. The catch is it's incomplete. I started to say the catch is made, but a sliding attempt by DJ White. It bounced off his chest and fell to the turf, so that's going to bring up third down.
And ball was thrown a little bit low there. It's Bates rolling to his left. It's a tough throw, right-handed quarterback trying to get those shoulders squared and deliver an accurate pass.
Talking about on the previous play, Wesley Merriman, 6'4", 245. He's been playing havoc in the backfield of opponents' offenses for the first couple of weeks and makes that big play there. The Wildcats will try to keep him out of there. Now Bates rolling to his right, throws on the move, and he overthrows the intended receiver. Had a man open right around the first down mark, and that was Spencer Moeller, but the pass too tall for him, and it's going to bring up fourth down.
Bates had to avoid a rush, step up inside the defensive end and try to deliver that football again on the run, just not really able to get on that front foot and deliver an accurate ball. Sailed on him a little bit, incomplete.
So Cassville will have to punt it away. It's been a battle of defenses so far here in the early going. Low snap to Preddy. Again, he rolling to his right. They cut him off that time, and they say the ball was tipped. Cassville fans were wanting a flag, but they said that the ball was tipped by Cole Davis, so no penalty as Preddy went to the ground, and the return man for the Cubs brings it out to the 21-yard line.
Well, the Wildcats punting on their first two possessions tonight. First two punts of the season for them. They did not punt in the first 2 weeks of this football season.
.36-yard kick and a return back to the 21 for the Cubs. First and 10, Monett. Brink looking to go one-on-one down the sidelines, and this time it's knocked down. Great defense by Cassville, as that time Nate Irvin.
It was Ewing running stride for stride.
Correction, that was Dylan Lynch at 6'2", got behind the defender, but the defender was able to come back and knock it down.
Yeah, Ewing, 5'9", going against the taller receiver, able to get a hand up at the last second and knock the ball away. That's just a great play by the corner right there.
Dylan Lynch was not a guy we talked about in the pregame much, but he's already got a couple of touchdowns here in the early going. 6'2", 170-pound wide receiver. The ball is pitched wide this time. Trying to get out in space is Jamie Gwynn, and he is dropped for a short gain, and it'll bring up third down once again.
Cubs running the option game around the right edge. Defended pretty well by the Wildcats there, taking the dive back. Quarterback out of the equation. The pitch was made. Middle linebacker Zach Kanan able to come over and make a tackle in the open field. Good play there.
So third down and 9 now for the Cubs. The ball at their own 22-yard line. Substitutions coming in from Monett sideline. Carter Brink will bring his troops up to the line of scrimmage. They stay with the double slots, lone setback, twin receivers. And they hand the ball off to Majors. Majors powers his way through a couple of tacklers, takes it across the 30, and picks up the first down of the night for the Monett Cubs.
Cubs throwing their first two possessions on third and long. This time they dive straight at the Wildcat defense, through the line of scrimmage, through the linebackers, taking on contact. Very physical run there by Majors.
It's a gain of 11 and a first down for the Cubs. Majors now with 18 yards on 4 carries to get things started tonight. We're closing in on 4 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. Still no score.
Well, there is some hitting going on out there tonight, Sam, and we hear just about every play. We can hear it all the way up here in the press box.
They keep the receiver in tight this time on the left side, and they give on the inside handoff to Ethan Umfleet. Umfleet trying to get to the edge, and Cassville runs him down before he can turn the corner, and then they knock him back. He's able to pick up maybe a yard, 2 at the most. Looks like they are going to give him the 35 for a gain of 2.
Yeah, really nice job of the Wildcat defense of stretching Umfleet towards the Cubs sideline. Umfleet, nice speed, just not able to get to the edge this time.
That's something we talked about in the pregame, and the keys to win Gwynn and Umfleet with a lot of speed. You got to keep them from getting to that corner and turning it upfield.
They get to the edge, you're going to be in trouble. The Wildcats did a very good job right there.
So second down and long now facing the Cubs. The ball's still at their own 35.5-yard line. Brink looking to throw. Passes out in the short side to Cavazos, and a diving reception made for a short gain as he is able to pick up only about 3 yards.
Cubs trying a quick hitter right there, trying to give Cavazos the football in space. Brink looked like he just tried to rush the play a little bit, really didn't have a lot of zip on the football, came out a little bit low out of his hand. Cavazos had to dive to the ground to catch it. Big third down once again for this Wildcat defense.
Cubs have yet to convert a third down. They're 0 for 2 so far, and they're facing third down and nearly 5. The ball at their own 38-yard line. We're down to 2.5 left to go here in the opening quarter. Still a scoreless game here in the Berry County Brawl between Cassville and Monett. Twin receivers. Brink fakes the handoff to Majors. Lets her fly down the far hash. Underthrown a little bit, and we've got a flag. There were 2 receivers and 2 defenders, and some contact over there on the far hash, and a penalty flag comes out.
I think you're going to see a pass interference right here on the Wildcats. And that is the call. As the ball was a little underthrown, Wildcat defender running and ran into the receiver before the ball arrived.
So they'll bring the ball back to the line of scrimmage and mark off the penalty from there. First flag of the night against Cassville. And it goes for 15 yards. It'll move the ball all the way into Wildcat territory down to the 47. And the Cubs will pick up their second first down of the night. 2:21 left to play first quarter. 1st and 10 Monett. Umfleet in motion. And Brink hands the ball up the middle. A wall of Cassville defenders. Stands up Majors and pushes him back. He is able to pick up a yard, maybe 2. We'll see where they spot the football. Progress will get him down to the 44, so that's good for almost 3 yards. So good second effort there by Brandon Majors.
Nate Boley and Jacob Hall, 2 D tackles right there on the play.
Second down and 7 Cubs. Cassville switching things up, going to a 4-man front. Umfleet goes in motion. They give on the end around. Here comes Gwynn. Gwynn trying to get to the edge. Blocks one guy out of the way, and then DJ White runs him down, but not before he is able to get to the corner and takes it inside the 35 down to the 32.
Gwynn showing that good speed, get all the way over to the Wildcat sideline. 2 impressive stiff arms as he made his way. DJ White able to get a hold of the jersey, then wrap him around the waist to bring the ball carrier down.
It's a gain of 12 for Jamie Gwynn and a first down for the Cubs at the Cassville 32. 90 seconds now left to go in the first quarter. Monett moving the football. Deepest penetration so far into Cassville territory. Here comes the motion man. They give it to Majors up the middle. Majors struggling inside the 30 down to about the 28. Maya went down at the 29. We'll see where the linesman comes in and spots the football. Looks like they are going to put it at the 29 for a gain of 3.
Cubs showing a nice balance of running between the tackles and then trying to stretch the defense, go wide, using that speed to get to the edge. This Wildcat defense seems like they've been on the field a lot here in the first quarter.
Second down and 7. The ball just inside the Wildcat 30. Unbalanced to the right side. Umfleet in motion. The ball goes to Majors again. Majors dragging tacklers along with him, and he takes it down to the 25. Dives inside the 25, down to the 24 as he picks up nearly 5 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Cubs able to run the football. The team that's able to run the football tonight, Sammy, is going to have the edge, in my opinion. Right now, the Cubs are moving.
So here we go, another 3rd down conversion try for the Cubs, and we got a player coming in late. And now we have a whistle. And don't know whether that timeout's going against Monett or Cassville. Looks like Coach Parnell wants to talk things over on the defensive side of the football. Timeout on the field is brought to you by Superior Metal. If you're looking for a steel building, shop, or roof that will defend against the elements, look no further than Superior Metal Sales. See them for any of your roofing and storage shed needs. Superior Metal on Highway 76, south of Cassville. Well, from what we've seen up here in the press box, and granted we're quite a ways away, this is definitely the largest offensive front that Cassville has faced in the first 3 weeks. And from what we've seen so far through the nearly entire first quarter of play, it's definitely the most physical bunch as well.
Physical on the offensive line and physical on that defensive line too, Sammy. Several of those guys going both ways. But if you're live in person here, I mean, the size difference is obvious looking out on that football field. But it's still football, and you got to play every snap.
I tell you, like you pointed out a few moments ago, too, a lot of hard hitting going on down there tonight between these two ball clubs.
And that was certainly to be expected.
So here we go, 3rd and 2. Monett with the ball inside the Cassville 25. Brink wanted to hand off. Now he throws over the middle. The catch is made in traffic down around the 15-yard line. No, he cannot hang on to the football as Lynch had it, but then could not control it. And the ball popped out of his hands, and it goes incomplete.
And again, Ewing on the coverage was able to get an arm around the receiver to help knock that football away.
That was the 11th play of the drive, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. No score between Cassville and Monett as we head to quarter number 2. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. Back here at Cassville, we get started in the second quarter. No score between Monett and the Cassville Wildcats. The Cubs facing 4th down inside the Cassville 25-yard line. 4th and 2 from the Cassville 24. And the Cubs are lining up to go for it. First time they've attempted a 4th down play here tonight. Gwynn comes in motion. They pitch the ball to him. He's got Umfleet trying to block on the edge. He makes the corner and picks up the first down. He only needed a couple of yards, and he is able to get yardage down to the 20 as they will once again move the chains.
Just a great burst of speed there to get to the edge. Knew exactly where he had to get to, ran right to that first down stick, and made sure he got it.
Tonight's second quarter is brought to you by Young Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. You can find them online at youngfamilydentistry.com. Whether it's porcelain veneers, dental implants, or even help with your sleep apnea, they have locations in Cassville and Joplin. Call 347-2130. First and 10 Cubs at the Cassville 20. Majors gets the call, makes a nice spin move as he crosses the line of scrimmage and rumbles his way inside the 15 down to the 14. Boy, he is a handful for the Wildcat defense so far here in the first
Really
half.
is. He ran right by a Wildcat defender, had got in the backfield. Majors went right by him untouched. And he gets behind those pads really well and runs hard.
35 yards already for Majors, and we're just underway here in the second quarter. He's picked up that yardage on 8 carries tonight, and it brings up second down and about 4 for the Cubs. They keep things in tight. Double flanker, short receiver to the left side. Gwynn goes in motion. Handoff is mishandled in the backfield, and the Wildcats have come up with the loose football. Well, on the first possession of the night, Monett avoided a fumble. That time they had a mix-up in the backfield. The ball comes free, and the Wildcats are able to recover.
Yeah, great job, Wildcat defense catching a break right there. The Cubs give them a gift. As the ball hit the turf, Wildcat defender right there to fall on it. Big time play as the Cubs were driving, and it was looking pretty serious for the Wildcats.
Cassville will take over at their own 14. So now the Wildcats will have to protect the football. Early on here in the second quarter, no score. And we've got a flag at the snap. Referee throwing it out to Cassville backfield and a procedure penalty against the Wildcats, and that'll move them back 5 yards. Again, tonight's second quarter brought to you by Young Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. They have exceptional quality dentistry and incomparable customer service. Call their Cassville office at 374-2130 or find them online, youngfamilydentistry.com.
That penalty, the Wildcats have a bit of a hole to dig out of right here, and they really need to put something together in this drive. Try to gain some momentum back here for the home crowd.
Yeah, they're backed up now to the 9-yard line, first down and 15. Split backfield, the Cubs showing blitz. The ball is pitched to Preddy. Preddy gets a kick out block. He's across the 10, across the 15, breaks the tackle, cuts back at the 20, still on his feet and dives out to the 25-yard line. Well, that'll get him out of a hole, and it gets him a first down on top of it.
Yeah, just great footwork there by Preddy. Option game around the right edge. Nice job by the quarterback, Bates. Pitch right out to Preddy. Preddy showing a nice burst of speed, made a couple of cuts in that run, picking up that first down. As you said, it, the most important thing, got the Wildcats out of a hole.
It's a gain of 16. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, the best in quality brand name appliances, power tools, lawnmowers, fitness equipment, and much more. Come by and get to know them. First and 10 at the Wildcat 25. This time the handoff goes to Kanan, and Kanan gets into a little bit of a rhythm and drives out to the 30 and dives forward to the 31. It's a gain of 6.
Well, obvious in this game. We know what the Wildcats want to do. They want to run the ball. Obviously, the Cubs feel the same. Both of these teams trying to establish their dominance on those lines, and they're going to be stubborn and run the football at each other tonight.
Split backfield, receivers right and left. Bates looking to throw underneath to White. The catch is made at the 40. Has the first down as he turns it upfield out to the 46-yard line.
A really good play right there by Bates. Little play action, got in the backfield, delivered a nice ball right on time to White. White doing a nice job, showing us just great hands to snag the football out of the air. Another big first down for the Wildcats.
Brand name appliances like Kenmore, Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, and GE, all at Sears Hometown Store in Cassville, 99 Highway 37 South. 2 catches for White for a total of 35 yards and a Wildcat first down. Moves the ball out to the 46. 9:49 left to go in the first half. No score. Bates rolling to his right. Throws to White again. The catch is made in Cubs territory. Makes a man miss at the 45 and takes it down to the 44.
Wildcats line up in shotgun right here. Nice route by White. Found a sauce, and I believe they're going to pick up the first down right here.
Yeah, they're going to move the chains. They needed 10, and they got 10 just right on the nose. Again, the Wildcat first down brought to you by Cassville Sears Hometown Store. You'll find everything you need for your home and outdoor space, and all at great prices. Back to the ground game they go. Here goes Kanan. Breaks the tackle. He's inside the 30, down near the 25-yard line.
Just right at the heart of this Cub defense. Kanan straight ahead, made another nice cut. Was able to get through the linebacking core into the secondary before he's brought down again. Zach Kanan running the ball very hard.
It's a gain of 17. As they say, his knee went down at the 27-yard line. First and 10, Cassville. Suddenly, the Wildcat offense is sparked to life. This drive started back at their own 14, but due to the penalty, they actually started back at their own 9. 9 minutes left to go before the break. Wildcats moving the ball. They hand the ball off to Kanan, and boy, he is stacked up and hit hard. That Cubs defense stiffened right there, and no gain on the play, maybe even a half a yard loss.
And everybody got tackled there, Sammy. Quarterback, Kanan, maybe somebody else. There were 3 black jerseys getting up off the bottom of that pile. Just sometimes the defense makes the right call, and there's a prime example of that.
Clock rolling, 8.5 left to go in the second quarter, no score. Cassville with the football, second down and 11 at the Monett 28-yard line. Bates rolling to his right, throws to White again. The catch is made at the 20, and he turns it upfield down to the 18. It's a gain of nearly 10 yards on the pass and catch from Devin Bates to DJ White.
Another good throw, another good catch. And again, you just tell that Bates has got all the confidence in the world that White is going to catch the ball when he puts it out there. It helps when the quarterback's being accurate as well.
So it's 3rd down and 1 now for Cassville. After the loss on 2nd down, the 10-yard pickup on the pass completion still has him a yard short, and now we got movement on the line of scrimmage, and it appears that Monett moved first.
Yeah, a lot of times when you see a play like we saw on 1st down, the offense is getting pretty predictable in their cadence. And this time the Wildcats going on a hard count and got another gift.
So that will move the ball down to the 13. This Wildcat drive into the red zone is brought to you by Roark Diesel. Since 2006, they've been providing a huge selection of diesel performance products to Cassville and the surrounding area. Call Roark Diesel at 847-6560 or find them online, roarkdiesel.com. 1st and 10 Cassville, the ball at the 13 now. They give the ball to Preddy. Preddy hit right as he gets to the line of scrimmage and spun down hard right back at the 13.
Just physical football. Pretty trying to go off right tackle. Not able to get a lot going tonight. Had a really nice run to start this series. But not a lot going for Pretty tonight. Leading ball carrier for the Wildcats. Cubs doing a good job with him.
We're down to 7 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the half. No score. Cassville inside the 15-yard line. Wildcats bring DJ White in motion. Now they call a timeout. Timeout brought to you by Superior Metal. If you're looking for a steel building, shop, or roof that will defend against the elements, or maybe you're needing some roofing or storage shed needs taken care of, visit with the folks at Superior Metal on Highway 76 south of Cassville. We got some score updates from around the Big 8. Lamar with a 21-0 lead over Aurora. That game midway through the first half. Other first half scores, Mount Vernon leading Marshfield 6-0. East Newton over McDonald County 8-0. Seneca with a 14-0 lead over Nevada. Springfield Catholic and Hollister still scoreless. That game late in the first quarter was when that score was relayed. And Reed Spring and Rogersville also a scoreless late first quarter score. We've got no score here at Cassville in the Berry County Brawl, with the Wildcats with the football at the Monett 13, facing 2nd down and 10. Again, tonight's second quarter brought to you by Young Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Preventative, restorative, porcelain veneers, dental implants, even sleep apnea therapy and Botox fillers, all at Young Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Find them online at youngfamilydentistry.com or call their office in Cassville, 374-2130. They go unbalanced to the right, and they bring Drake Reese in motion, and they will run to the wide side of the field. Now Bates wanting to throw, and he threw in behind DJ White. The receiver turned in, the pass was thrown out, and it falls incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication right there. You hate to see that coming out of a timeout. Play they discuss in the huddle over here. One-on-one coverage out there with White. You like your chances. But when the quarterback and the receiver are on the same page, often the ball is not close.
Back to the I formation, twin receivers out wide to the left. And Bates fakes the handoff to Preddy. Throws again underneath. The catch is made by Kanan. Breaks the tackle at the 5. Trying to dive to the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. He makes it just inside the pylon, and the deadlock is broken, and the Wildcats have got on the board.
Kanan leaking out of the backfield, getting out in the flat, and that was an outstanding job by the Wildcat quarterback, Devin Bates, to get the ball to him. All kinds of pressure. Had a defender helmet right around the waist as he's delivering that football in stride to Kanan. Kanan taking on contact about the 5-yard line, fought his way in, and was able to extend the football beyond the pylon. Just a great play.
Right now, Cassville's struggling to get a holder out there for Drake Reese, and they're going to have to hurry. They've still got 15 seconds. This is one time where that 40-second clock may actually help them out a little bit. Devin Bates in from the sidelines. Drake Reese to attempt the point after. Snap back, ball down, kick is up, and it is good. The Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance, one of the area's oldest businesses, established in 1887. They're conveniently located on the square in Cassville. and also in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. Wildcat Extra Point brought to you by Crowder College. Main campus in Neosho, but a satellite campus in Cassville. You can find out more about classes and enrollment by going online, crowder.edu. 7-0, the Wildcats break on top with 6:54 left to go here in the first half. A 13-yard touchdown pass from Devin Bates to Zach Kanan.
And the way that these two defenses are playing tonight, Sammy, points are at a premium. And the Wildcats able to get rid of the goose egg here in the second quarter.
Yeah, if you get the ball inside the red zone, you better be trying to get some points. Cassville, first time they have driven down that deep, and they were able to convert. Monett got it inside the Cassville red zone, but turned it over. And that's been the difference in the ball game right now. Cassville taking that turnover and driving nearly the length of the field for the score. Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash with the new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic featuring custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time. At Baywash, a clean car is a happy car. That makes you feel good. The kick bounces off the return man at the 1-yard line, but he scoops it up and brings it out from there. He's across the 10, out across the 20. Good effort. I believe that was Umfleet. He lost the football for just a moment and then scooped it back up and had a nice return, getting the Cubs out of a hole. Looks like they're going to spot it down at the Monett 22.
Yeah, really nice return considering the ball rolled about 5 yards away from him. And fortunately for the Cubs, it was just right out in front. He was able to come up, scoop it up, and have a nice return there.
7-0 Cassville with 6.5, actually 6:40 left to go in the first half. And the referee is calling for a timeout. I think they're going to use this opportunity for another water break since we're just about halfway through quarter number 2, and that is the case. So an official's timeout stops things here at Cassville. Wildcats on their third possession of the night, finally able to punch it in.
And a nice mixture of run and pass in that drive, and I think that's what the Wildcats are going to have to do. They can't, up front, I just don't know that physically they're going to be able to line up and run the ball right at the Cubs all night. So they're going to have to throw the football a little bit to get some of those guys out of the box, get them out of there, which will open up the run game with some completed passes like the Wildcats have been able to do tonight.
It's one of those crazy things in the world of statistics. The drive actually started at the 14, so it goes down as an 86-yard drive, but then when you factor in the penalty, it was really a 91-yard drive.
Right.
But 12 plays, and they took it down and scored. And the scoreless deadlock has been broken here midway through the second quarter. So the Cubs now get the ball back after the Cassville touchdown. Monett football at their own 22. Gwynn goes in motion. Brink rolling out to his left. Launches one. He's got a man open. It's Lynch, and the catch is made at the Cassville 45-yard line, and Lynch takes it all the way down inside the Wildcat 40. Brink throwing against the grain. He was rolling to his left
Yes.
and threw back across his body and put it right on the money to Dylan Lynch.
Brink showing a nice, strong arm right there. As you said, rolling to his left, he was able to get those shoulders squared enough and threw a bomb out there, and a great catch on the other end, brought down by White. But just a good football play there.
So first down Monett at the Cassville 36-yard line. They give the ball to Majors, and Majors rumbling and twisting and turning. Gets it down to about the 32 for a pickup of 4.
A big offensive line of the Cubs getting a push up there, and then you've got a big back coming at you right behind them. And just wearing on this Wildcat defensive line. They're doing a good job of hanging in there. But that is some beef up on that line for the Monett Cubs.
That pass completion ended up going for 44 yards. And it brings up a second down and 6 now for the Cubs at the Cassville 32. Gwynn goes in motion, gets the handoff from Brink. Starts to go outside and then makes a quick cutback as he gets to the right end of the line. Saw a little opening and ducks inside the 30 down to about the 28.
And good backs run with good vision, and that's what you saw right there. Young back, head up, seeing what's out in front of him, decided to go downfield. Wildcats keep him a little bit short, big third down.
So 3rd down and a long one for the Cubs. They are 0 for 4 so far tonight, trying to convert 3rd downs. They give it off left tackle, and the initial surge looked pretty good as Majors got the handoff, but then he was straightened up pretty quick, and we're going to see where they spot this football. They bring up 4th down and less than a yard.
Yeah, it's close. Wildcat defense going to have to be disciplined right here. The Cubs found out the hard way with the hard count. But you've got that big offensive line in front of you. Coach Ewell probably feels pretty good about getting a push and a great big back running behind them, picking up that short yardage.
4.5 left to go in the first half. Cassville leading 7-0, and the Cubs line up to go for it on 4th and 1. And now the Cubs want to talk things over. So Coach Ewell going to bring his offense over to the sidelines. The timeout on the field is brought to you by Superior Metal. For a shop, steel building, or roof that will defend against the elements, stop by and visit with the folks at Superior Metal on Highway 76 south of Cassville. So a big play coming up after this timeout. 4th down and 1. The ball at the Cassville 27. Wildcats leading 7-0. And the Cubs trying to keep this momentum going that they got off of that big 40-plus yard pass completion from Carter Brink to Dylan Lynch. I said 44 yards. It actually was 42 yards. That got them out of their end of the field and into Cassville territory. Well, Monett had the ball for 14 plays the previous possession, but that drive ended on a fumble. With the quick strike big play this time, Monett quickly into Cassville territory, and here we go, 4th down and 1. Both groups of fans trying to get their teams fired up here for this 4th down play. Brink brings Gwynn in motion, fakes the handoff to Majors, going to keep it himself, is hit, tries to turn the corner.
I don't think he got it, Sammy.
And the official over there on the far side checking the sidelines, and it's Cassville football. The Wildcats hold on downs.
It's a great play. All kinds of misdirection in the backfield, ball faking. Brink very quick with the football in his hands, kept it himself, tried to go off the right side. A Wildcat defender was able to get a hand on him and wait for the cavalry, bringing Brink down just short of the yardage needed. Huge defensive set right there for the Wildcats.
So 4 minutes left to go before half, and Cassville takes over. Twin receivers to the right side. Bates hands off up the middle, and Zach Kanan dives ahead, but cannot get back to the line of scrimmage. Contact came back around the 25. He tried to fight his way back to the 27, but comes up about half a yard short. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11. Once again, that Cubs defensive front getting good penetration and getting into the legs of the Cassville running back.
Wildcats need to find a way to keep this offense on the field a little bit here, give their defense a break.
Twin receivers to the right side. Pressure coming on Bates, and he underthrows the intended receiver. A diving interception attempt by Gwynn comes up short, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Bates throwing on the run, probably by design. The Wildcats running some sprint out series, sprint out right and left, just to give their quarterback some extra time. And the defensive ends of the Cubs have done a really nice job of getting up the field and causing the Cassville quarterback to not really be comfortable setting his feet and throwing.
So to bring up 3rd down and 11 for Cassville. DJ White comes wide to the right. Split backfield behind Bates. Bates straight drop. They look to set up the screen. White gets the reception inside the 30. And there he goes down the hash. He's across the 40, across the 50, into Cubs territory, and picks up the 1st down.
Great play call right there. Offensive coordinator Clay Weldy dialing that up, executed perfectly. Little bubble screen as DJ White, starting out on the right side over by the Wildcat sideline, ran the screen in behind there. The ball delivered in time by Bates. White catches the football, made a couple of Cubs defenders miss, picked up a huge 1st down and some. Big play in this football game.
So 1st and 10 Cassville at the Monett 47. And Kanan on the call, dives ahead to the 40. slips a couple of tacklers back at the 45-yard line and picks up another 5 yards. Big gain on first down for Zach Kanan and the Wildcats.
Yeah, great job right there up front of the Wildcats, creating some space for Kanan to get through there. And again, Kanan eating up those hard yards inside, and a good job on first down, as you said.
We're down to 2:40 and counting left to go before halftime. Cassville leading 7-0. Wildcats driving at the Monett 40-yard line. Second down and 3. The receiver's over here all alone. Nobody's picked him up. They still don't see him, but Cassville didn't see him either. They're going to hand the ball off on the inside to White. White gets to the edge, turns the corner, and it's finally knocked out of bounds down just shy of the 30-yard line.
Yeah, nobody saw that.
Spencer Moeller was over here all by himself.
Nobody, no defender had gone out with him, and there was nobody within 15, maybe 15 yards of him. White on the wide receiver end around, able to pick up that first down.
It's a pickup of 7. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, Highway 37 South in Cassville. Kanan on first down, trying to fight for extra yardage, takes a vicious lick. As we said, the physicality of this game has been evident from the opening kickoff tonight.
Yeah, and you sure don't like to see kids come in leading with their head. That helmet-to-helmet contact can be pretty vicious. The officials down there obviously didn't feel like it was that bad, but Wildcat crowd and head coach Parnell, they didn't appreciate it much. Kanan probably didn't either.
Well, it's a pickup of 1, and it'll be second down and 9. Bates pitches the ball out wide to Preddy, trying to pick up a block from Kanan. Gets to the corner and turns down the sidelines, but will be dropped short of the first down marker. He needed to get down around the 25, and he is drugged down from behind back around the 27 or 28.
Now run that option around to the wide side over near the Cub sideline. Preddy didn't have a lot to work with there, just turned on the jets, was able to get to the edge before he was forced out of bounds. Tough play.
So third down and 5 now for Cassville, another third down situation. The Wildcats 0 for 5 so far here in the first half on third down conversion tries. Bates fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, trying to throw to Preddy out of the backfield, and the defender all over him, and it comes up incomplete. Cassville fans are wanting the flag.
Wow.
Didn't get it.
I think they have a right. Maybe looked like the defender had Preddy wrapped up around the waist, certainly before the ball got there.
So that will bring up fourth down and 5 with 50 seconds left to go before halftime. And offensive coordinator Clay Weldy sending a play in here. Monet's went for it on fourth down twice. This is the first time tonight that Cassville has gone for it on fourth down. Split backfield, man comes in motion, resets from the right side around to the left side. Bates, quick two-step drop, fires underneath. DJ White has the ball over his head, but he is wrapped up and flags come flying in from everywhere.
Second play in a row.
It was just a post pattern, and DJ White had stepped in front of the corner, and it was either a linebacker or a safety, came over and got him before the ball got there from the inside, and then the guy he had stepped in front of reached out and grabbed a handful of jersey from the backside, and flags come from both the end zone and the sidelines, and it'll be a first down for the Wildcats.
Well, you don't like, as a coach, you don't like penalties, but sometimes you don't mind them too bad. That situation right there, if White is not interfered with, he probably scores. So the pass interference probably helped keep the Wildcats out of the end zone right there.
So that'll move the ball down to around the 12.5-yard line on Wildcat first down. The drive into the red zone is brought to you by Roark Diesel. Find them online at roarkdiesel.com or give them a call at 847-6560, providing the Cassville and surrounding area with diesel performance products since 2006. 46 seconds now left in the half. Bates now operating from the shotgun. Running back off his left hip, that's Preddy, and Bowen Preddy gets the call, spins his way down to the 11. Picks up a couple of yards, and it'll bring up second down. The clock running now inside 35 seconds.
Wildcats do have one timeout left, but the offense is going to have to show a little sense of urgency here
Down to 20 seconds. I formation behind Bates. Here comes the blitz from the Cubs. Up the middle goes Preddy. Bounces off one man at the 5. Dives towards the end zone. And he is going to be brought down at the 1.5-yard line. First and goal, Cassville. And the Wildcats call a timeout. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, offering the best quality brand name appliances, power tools, lawnmowers, fitness equipment, and more at Highway 3799 South in Cassville.
A good play call right there. Pretty nearly finding the end zone, but it's an interesting situation right here. No timeouts remaining. You got the ball just outside the goal line with 11.5 seconds to go. Big defensive line that you're going up against. You run the football here, you run the risk of being held out of the end zone and the half being over. Don't be surprised if the Wildcats don't elect to throw the ball here, possibly. They can throw the ball away. They can maybe have another crack at it. I don't know. We'll see what Coach Clay Weldy wants to do here. But if you don't get in, if the Wildcats do not get in running the football, the half will end as the Wildcats are not able to stop the clock again.
Yeah, no chance at trying to set up for a field goal, which they are well within Drake Reese's range, but no timeouts. So here we go, first and goal, Cassville from just outside the 1-yard line. Wildcats leading 7-0 with 11.5 seconds left to go before halftime. They go with the Rhino package, full house backfield. Bates checks with the sidelines. Now he's under center. Takes the snap, gives it off to Preddy. Off right tackle, into the end zone, touchdown Cassville.
Huge score in this game for the Wildcats to go up 2 scores here. And remember, the Cubs won the toss and elected to receive the football. The Wildcats are going to get the ball coming out after halftime as well. So a huge, huge offensive series and touchdown for this Wildcat football team.
The Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance. For auto, home, health, life, and commercial insurance, see the folks at Willis Insurance on the square in Cassville and in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Stop by and get a quote today. Drake Reese, the kick is up, and it is no good. So an uncharacteristic miss from Reese as it went wide to the left. The Wildcat Extra Point Try brought to you by Crowder College with a satellite campus in Cassville. For class and enrollment information, go to crowder.edu. 13-0, the Wildcats with the lead with 8.7 seconds remaining here in the first half.
And those make you nervous, Sammy, in games like this. Special teams, extra points. When you don't execute, 1 point can make all the difference in the world, and you can go right across this field and ask the Cubs about that in week 1 as they fell to the Mountaineers 22-21. So all points are exceptionally valuable, especially in a game like this.
So Drake Reese will now kick it away. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. Come try out the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic featuring custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time. With Baywash, a clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good.
So many things have to go right in the kicking game, Sammy, and extra points, field goals. Snap has to be right. The hold has to be right. Laces turn, and the kicker then has to make the kick. Snap appeared to be a tad bit low on that extra point.
Reese booms this one high, but it will be returnable as Umfleet will bring it out from the 2-yard line. Brings it right up the middle of the field, now jumps out to the left hash and is spun down at the 22. The Cubs will have one shot at it here before the half comes to a close with 4.2 seconds remaining.
Cade Hayward, nice job to get into the legs of the return man and bring him down, forcing the Cubs to bring the offense on with 4 seconds remaining in this half.
So what will Coach Ewell draw up here for the final play? His team trailing 13-0. They send twin receivers to the right. First time we've seen that tonight. A lone receiver to the left. Only one back in the backfield. We've seen that plenty of time, and that's Majors. They throw it out in the flat to Umfleet. Umfleet breaks the tackle, has the first down, but then is wrapped up out at the 35-yard line, and that will be the first half of play here from Cassville.
Exciting half of football. Kind of what we expected. Both of these teams going to play physical. Lots of hard hitting going on out there. The Wildcats able to score twice in the second quarter and a huge score in this game right before halftime. So it's been a lot of fun so far.
As they head to the locker room, Cassville leading over Monett here in the Berry County Brawl, 13-0. We'll take a break and be back with the Shoemaker Tire halftime show. You're listening to Big 8 Conference football here on the Talon Network. Monett Cubs in the Berry County Brawl, 13-0. Cassville scoring on a 13-yard touchdown pass from Devin Bates to Zach Kanan with 6:54 left to go in the first half. Broke the ice, and then the extra point by Drake Reese made it 7-0 Wildcats. And then Cassville scoring again with 8 seconds left to go before halftime on a 1-yard run from Bowen Preddy. The extra point was no good. And here at the break, it's 13-0 Cassville leading over Monett. Halftime show brought to you as always by Shoemaker Tire, family owned and operated. Shoemaker Tire in Golden, Missouri have been serving customers in southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas since 1961. Shoemaker Tire, give them a call at 417-271-3490 or find them online, shoemakertire.com. Well, both teams through the first quarter, it was kind of feeling each other out. Very physical play on both sides of the football through the first 12 minutes of play. Cassville finally able to take advantage after a Monett turnover. The Wildcats were able to drive the ball nearly the length of the field and score. And then after forcing the Cubs to turn it over on downs after Monett had got the ball once again inside the Cassville 30-yard line, again a lengthy drive of 73 yards, and they punch it in right before halftime.
Yeah, just a great job defensively for this Wildcat football team to have a goose egg up on the scoreboard here at halftime. The Cubs have been able to move the ball down the field a little bit, and good teams, when the other team gives you a gift, a fumble, good teams can find a way to capitalize. Wildcats are able to do that. And then the second touchdown, again, I can't say how important that score was going into halftime. And the Wildcats are sitting with a 2-score lead here heading into the second half.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts on the Square in Cassville. When you're looking for a special jewelry item or gift, they've been doing it right for 55 years. Also, check out their art carved and gold lance class rings. Order them now at Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts on the northeast corner of the Square in Cassville. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you in part by Sports World, 709 Main Street on the Square in Cassville. They've got screen printing, embroidery, sporting goods, school athletic clothing, and trophies, all at Sports World. Call 417-847-5366. Looking at the scoring from around the Big Eight here on week number 3. We've got a 13-0 lead for Cassville here at halftime in the Berry County Brawl over at Monett. Lamar has a 35-0 lead late in the first half at home against Aurora. Mount Vernon on top of Marshfield up at Mountaineer Stadium, 12-6 late in the first half. East Newton on top of McDonald County, 26-6. Seneca leading Nevada at halftime, 27-0. The last score we had from Hollister and Catholic was late in the first quarter. It was scoreless. And Rogersville is now broken on top of Reed Spring. They've got a defensive battle going on. Rogersville with a 7-0 lead over Reed Spring. That game played at Logan Rogersville, and they are also at halftime.
Yeah, some interesting scores. Again, that Rogersville game, I said in the pregame, was one I was interested to see. East Newton heading over to Mack County, putting up some points there in the first half. So former Wildcat coach, former Monett Cub coach, Kyle Wood, head coach there at East Newton. I know both of these staffs are rooting for him until they play him, but they're rooting for him to have some success over there at East Newton.
Yeah, if they can hang on to that lead, that'll break a 20-plus game losing skid for the Patriots.
Exactly. They've got some players over there. Their numbers are a little bit better.
And the interesting thing about McDonald County, Kellen Hoover, a former Monett coach,
exactly
at McDonald County. So
the coaching tree, the branches spread out wide.
The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. Sportsmanship reminder brought to you by Access Family Care, with locations in Monett, Cassville, Neosho, and Joplin. Access Family Care bringing you the sportsmanship reminder. Cassville Marching Band putting on a special show here at halftime at Wildcat Stadium. We will continue with the Shoemaker Tire halftime show right after this. Cassville leading Monett 13-0 here at the break, and we'll be back with more Big 8 football here on the Talon Sports Network. Cassville, we are at halftime. Tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire. They've been a name you can count on for tires since 1961. Mark and the gang at Shoemaker Tire will have you up and running when you need a new set of tires in no time flat or when you just have no time for a flat. Shoemaker Tire in Golden, Missouri. Cassville leading Monett 13-0 here at half of the Berry County Brawl. Looking at some of the first half numbers. First of all, for the visitors from Monett, they rushed the ball unofficially 17 times for 65 yards. They were 3 of 7 throwing the football for 58 yards for a total of 123 yards of offense. Cubs picked up 6 first downs. They had 1 turnover, that coming on a lost fumble. They were penalized 3 times for 30 yards and punted twice for a 41-yard average. Cassville, 18 rushes for a total of 80 yards in the first half. They were 6 of 11 through the air for 95 yards for a total of 175 yards of offense. Wildcats picked up 12 first downs. They did not turn the ball over. They were penalized twice for 20 yards and punted twice for a 40-yard average. For the Cubs, they were led on the ground by Brandon Majors. He has 40 yards here at halftime on 10 carries. Jamie Gwynn with 21 yards on 4 carries. Ethan Umfleet has been held to just 2 yards so far here in the first half. Umfleet does have 1 catch for 13 yards. Junior Cavazos has a catch for 3 yards, and Dylan Lynch 1 catch for 42 yards. For the Cassville Wildcats, it's Kanan and Preddy again leading the way out of the backfield. Bowen Preddy with 38 yards on 9 carries and a touchdown. Zach Kanan 35 yards on 8 carries. DJ White has 1 carry for 7 yards, but he also has 5 catches for 82 yards here in the first half. And Zach Kanan with a touchdown reception, that one going for 13 yards.
Yeah, again, the Wildcats, both teams trying to spread it around a little bit. Wildcats doing a better job in that second quarter of mixing the run and the pass, trying to kind of get some of that defense out of the box to create some lanes to run the football. But overall, just a good physical half of football. Wildcats have the edge right now.
13-0, Cassville with the lead here at halftime. Again, tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire. People you can trust for tires. Visit them online at shoemakertire.com. Shoemaker Tire, Highway 86 in Golden, Missouri. Some of the youth sports programs, youth football and youth cheerleading being recognized here at halftime tonight at Wildcat Stadium. That gives us a little opportunity for our halftime giveaway tonight. And tonight we have up for grabs 2 free passes to B&B Theaters in Monett. All you have to do is be the first person through on the phone lines, 417-489-2277. That's 489-2277. And you get 2 free passes to B&B Theaters in Monett. I've been seeing a lot of advertisements here lately about a lot of new movies coming out this fall and into the winter, so you might want to head up north on Highway 37, take in a show, and you can see it for free if you're the first person through on the phone.
Yeah, got some good ones out right now. Got one coming out, Sammy. I know you and I'll probably go see on the 20th. The new Rambo's coming out, so we'll need to definitely check that one out.
Yeah, I wonder how many years it's been from the First Blood to the Last Blood.
Yeah, First Blood's about somewhere around 83, I believe. I've got a couple Rambo T-shirts I like to wear around the house and wear them out occasionally. So I'll have one of those on when I make my way to the theater.
Well, again, the first person through on the phone lines, 489-2277. That's 489-2277. First person through gets 2 free passes to the B&B Theaters in Monett. Good luck. 13-0, Cassville with the lead here over Monett. At halftime of the Berry County Brawl, we're going to step aside once again, let you hear from our sponsors of tonight's broadcast, and be back with more. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. Sammy Clapper and Jeremy Marple back here at Wildcat Stadium. We are at halftime, just about ready to start the second half. That'll do it for tonight's Shoemaker Tire halftime show. The Wildcats leading 13-0 over the Monett Cubs here in the Berry County Brawl. Tonight's third quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company, where with over 15 years of experience, they specialize in new, used, and custom-built pallets. They're backing the Wildcats all the way. In God We Trust is their motto at J&M Pallet Company. Phone 847-6732. Both teams wrapping up their final warm-ups before we get set to start the third quarter. The Wildcats will get possession of the football to start the second half. Monett won the toss, and they wanted the football to start the night.
Well, both of these coaching staff, Sammy, are quality coaches, and it will be real interesting to see the adjustments made by both sides. Great coaching staffs, great game plans, and the start of this third quarter may tell us a lot how this game's going to wind up.
Yeah, we mentioned it time and time again. The first 2 or 3 minutes of the first quarter, the first 2 or 3 minutes of the second quarter, a lot of times dictate what's going to happen in the football game. You have to establish what you want to do and also try to get momentum. If you don't have it, back on your side. If you have it, try to get it going again at the beginning of each half.
Well, in 2 scores, it's great to have a little cushion, but 2 scores can be eliminated in a hurry. So the Wildcats definitely need to keep their foot on the gas, find a way, get some points on the board here in this first series.
Yeah, because we talked about in the pregame the speed the Cubs have with Gwynn and Umfleet.
Certainly.
I mean, they've got quick strike capability. So.
And we've seen the arm strength of Brink,
yeah.
able to throw the deep ball. So they have weapons. Wildcats going to have to stay on their toes.
I'm sure the Wildcats hoping to put together a lengthy drive here and put some more points on the board to start the second half. That'll give them a 3-possession lead if they can do that. So as you said, the adjustments made at halftime. We'll see how they are implemented here as we start the second half. Things are clearing up a little bit in the sky as well, and the harvest moon has now made an appearance here at Wildcat Stadium, finally coming up from behind the clouds. Full moon tonight on this Friday the 13th, as we've got a great crowd on hand tonight for the Berry County Brawl.
Really do. It's good to see. It's really good to see big crowds come out and enjoy high school football, and the weather is just, it feels like a nice fall evening. Clear skies, no wind to speak of, no rain, which we had a little bit this morning, but no rain tonight. Clear sky, big harvest moon, just a really nice night for football.
The officials talking things over with the coaches as we get ready to start the third quarter. Again, tonight's third quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company. The motto, in God we trust at J&M Pallet Company. Remember, during the third quarters of your life, praise God whether you win or lose and give him the victory. Phone Jeff for all your pallet needs at 847-6732. Alex Salas, the kicker for the Cubs, will be booting the ball away to start the second half. DJ White, Brett Cooper, dropping back deep for the Wildcats.
Jericho Ferris
going back there as well. Talking about the speed for the Cubs, that's a lot of speed back there.
Certainly.
Ferris and White.
Both teams are their skill positions. Both teams have nice speed on the field tonight. Now, situation like this, your up guys really need to be paying attention. You know, anything can happen. Just be ready for anything here.
So here we go. Salas tees it up and is about ready to get the second half underway. Cassville leading Monett 13-0. And the Cubs kicking off to the Wildcats to start the third quarter. He approaches, boots it away, a line drive kick, angled towards the right hash. Farah is going to return it from his own 9. Jericho Ferris trying to get back to the middle of the field. Great pursuit of the open field by the Cubs, and they run him down back around the 10-yard line.
Yeah, great job. Good kick right there, angling down in the corner. Ferris trying to use some speed to work his way back across the field. But essentially what the Cubs were able to do there is cut off a third of the field, and great pursuit down there to make the play.
They spot the ball just inside the 11, and that's where the Wildcats will start their first possession of the second half, leading 13-0. Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20, but he'd probably be better off just to run straight
up the field. You bet.
But the play was designed to come back towards the middle, and the Cubs were able to quickly get in front of him and drop him. for a short return. Devin Bates with a split backfield gives the ball straight up the middle to Kanan, and Kanan met by a wall of purple and gold and is dropped after a pickup of only a yard, maybe 2.
Wildcats trying to go straight ahead. Had some success, Kanan did, running right at the teeth of this defense in the first half.
They give him a yard, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 9. We're underway in the 3rd quarter. Cassville leading 13-0. Big 8 Conference football tonight here at Wildcat Stadium, the annual Berry County Brawl. Cubs come with a 5-man front. They've got 3 down linemen and a couple of ends all up on the line of scrimmage, and the handoff goes to Kanan. Kanan this time takes on contact and drives across the 15 out to the 16, maybe the 17, and it'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, Kanan got that handoff, had 2 Cub defenders waiting on him. He was able to kind of split the defenders and drive those legs forward for some positive yardage.
It'll bring up 3rd down and 3 from the 17. First big 3rd down play of the second half comes early on here, less than a minute and a half into the 3rd quarter. Receivers go right and left for the Wildcats, split backfield behind Bates. Devin Bates looking to throw, out into the flat. The catch is made, the hitch and pitch, and it's complete to Preddy. Preddy has the first down. He's across the 40, out across the 45 before he is finally taken out of bounds.
A gutsy play call right there and executed perfectly. Throw out there to Brett Cooper. Preddy leaking out of the backfield right up the Monett sideline. Cooper makes the catch. Perfect pitch, hits Preddy in stride down the sideline. Huge gain for the Wildcats. Great play call there on 3rd down.
Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store in Cassville. They offer the best in quality brand name appliances like Kenmore, Samsung, Whirlpool, and GE. Brings the ball all the way out to the 43-yard line is where they say he stepped out of bounds. On first down, the Wildcats running the ball. Kanan has a first down into Cubs territory, down to the Monett 43.
Again, solid running, good blocking right up the point of attack right there. Straight ahead, Kanan able to make a cut just beyond the line of scrimmage to get through the linebackers into the secondary. Another big first down.
55 yards now for Zach Kanan on 11 carries. So 1st and 10 Cassville. The ball at the Monett 43-yard line, and this time the Cubs stack up the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage as Preddy falls forward for a pickup of 1.
Well, they're really keying on Preddy.
Actually, they don't even give him 1. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, right at the line of scrimmage, really keying on Preddy every step he makes. There's a spy with him, and just having really, they're doing a really nice job with him tonight out of the backfield.
So
the Cub defense, that is.
2nd down and 10, Wildcats. They lead it 13-0. 9.5 left to go, 3rd quarter. Pressure coming from behind. Bates unloads the football. He's got White open at the 30. He makes the catch along the sidelines and tight ropes for an extra 2 or 3 yards and another first down.
Bates sprinting to his right, really having to get on his horse to escape that pressure. Coming from the back, delivered a great throw on the run. Another great catch by DJ White. Great route on a little flag route out towards the sideline. Went up with his hands, yanked it out of the sky. Great play.
99 yards now of receiving for DJ White on 6 catches. First down for the Wildcats. The ball at the Monett 26-yard line, trying to get back inside the red zone. And the ball carrier stacked up. That's Bowen Preddy. He is brought down at the 22 after a pickup of 4.
A lot of bodies being unpiled down there. One of the things that I've noticed tonight, Sammy, as hard as both of these teams are playing, and they're after each other, they're hitting, but one of the things I'm noticing tonight is the sportsmanship on both sides. I see a lot of guys with different colored jerseys helping the other off the turf. And in a big rivalry game like this, it's nice to see. And I think that goes to what we talked about earlier, how a lot of these guys know each other from different seasons, summertime. It's just good to see.
2nd down and 6, Cassville. Inside handoff goes to Kanan. Up the middle he goes. Takes on contact inside the 15. Has another first down to the 13-yard line. Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store. Brand name appliances, power tools, lawnmowers, fitness equipment, and so much more. Come by and get to know them.
Another good hard run by Kanan. Very physical back coming out of the backfield. Injury cut his season short last year. but he had a great season last year up to that point, and he hasn't showed any signs of slowing down.
So 1st and 10, Cassville goes to the tailback, Preddy. Preddy dices his way inside the 10 down to the 9 for a gain of 4. Preddy now with 46 yards on 12 carries as well. This Cassville drive in the red zone is brought to you by Roark Diesel. Since 2006, providing a huge selection of diesel performance products to Cassville and the surrounding area. Call 847-6560 or find them online, roarkdiesel.com. 2nd down and 6, Wildcats at the Monett 9. Preddy sidesteps the defender in the backfield and gets down just shy of the 5. Did a good job making that first man miss. And he is going to be dropped at the 6, it appears, and we have an injured Monett player.
Well, we sure don't like to see injuries on Friday nights. Part of the game, part of the risk. All these guys know it, but you sure don't like to see it.
It'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 for the Wildcats at the Monett 6. Injured Cub being attended to by sports medicine trainer Rob Azelton from Cox Health Monett. Cox Health Monett, the official sports medicine provider for the Monett Cubs, and now Coach Yu allowed to attend to his injured player as well, and now the sports medicine trainer from Cassville from Mercy is headed out to the field as well. So we've got all types of folks out there to help the injured Monett player. Everyone has taken a knee here. The clock stopped with 7:44 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Cassville leading 13-0, and the Wildcats facing 3rd and 4 from the Monett 6 when we resume play. Again, tonight's 3rd quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company. They build and design new and custom pallets. They also repair used pallets. J&M Pallet Company, where pallets are customized to fit your needs. Their motto is "In God We Trust." Call J&M Pallet Company at 847-6732.
We do have a winner of the tickets, waiting on a name clarification.
All right.
I'll give you that in just a minute.
Wesley Merriman, is that who you said? He was the injured Cub player. Of course, he has had a heck of a start to 2019. We've already called his name several times back in the first half, and he is going off with assistance. So it appears to be some sort of leg injury, and he is headed to the sidelines. So the Cubs will have to make some substitutions there on the defensive side of the football. At Cassville facing 3rd down and 4. 0 for 1 on their first 3rd down try here in the 2nd half. And here we go from the Monett 6. Ball goes up the middle. Kanan the carry. And he is stacked up at the 5. Good job by the Cubs interior lineman, only giving up a yard to Kanan. And that will bring up 4th down and 2 from the 5-yard line. So Coach Parnell, head coach, and offensive coordinator Clay Weldy going to roll the dice here and try to add to this lead. They go back with the Rhino package once again. Ferris comes into the backfield with Preddy and Kanan. 4th and 2 from the 5. Bates is going to run in behind the wall of 3 blockers, looking for a hole, tries to turn the corner, and boy, this one's going to be close. I'm not for sure if he made it. He was probably better off if he had tried to string it more out towards the sidelines, but he tried to cut it back upfield, and the Cubs did a nice job defensively, and they have held on downs at the 5.
Big defensive stand there for the Cubs, keeping this a 2-score football game.
So no gain on the play on 4th and 2, and it'll bring up 1st and 10 Cubs at their own 5-yard line. 6:58 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Cassville leading 13-0.
Wildcats able to eat some nice clock during that drive.
Carter Brink brings a man in motion. That's Gwynn. They're running to the right side. As the motion going that way, and it's going to be a pickup of a couple of yards.
Wildcat defense for the most part tonight, Sammy's been able to avoid the big play, couple of them, but overall they've done a really good job of keeping the Cubs from getting that big gainer.
Brandon Majors on the carry. He's got 42 yards after the 2-yard pickup on 11 carries tonight. 2nd down and 8 for the Cubs. Gwynn in motion. They give on the end around. Here they come to the wide side of the field. Now the running back has to cut it back upfield as Cassville cut him off on the edge. And that is Umfleet. We'll see where they spot his forward progress. Looks like they're going to give him the 10, which would be a pickup of 3. And it'll bring up 3rd down and nearly 5.
Umfleet not a factor in the first half with 1 carry, I believe. Getting his first carry of the second half right here.
So a big 3rd down play coming up here. Cassville trying to keep field position in their favor if they could hold Monett here and force them to punt from deep in their own territory. 3rd down and 4.5 for the Cubs from their own 10-yard line. And Brink looking to throw. He's got a man open out at the 15-yard line, and it's incomplete as it goes through the hands of the intended receiver, Junior Cavazos, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well, that was a well-placed football. The receiver just didn't make the reception.
Yep, good stand for the Wildcat defense. Should keep field position in their favor here.
So DJ White trots out on the field. He'll spot out at the 50, and Ethan Umfleet will be punting the ball in the shadow of his own goalpost. Gary Mann won the tickets to B&B Theater. Congratulations, and thanks for listening tonight. Umfleet kicks this one off the side of his foot. It's headed towards the Cassville sideline, bounces at the 36, and then backs up. It's still rolling down the sidelines, and Coach Parnell's telling everyone to stay away from it.
Get away from that football.
And it backs all the way up inside the 30. The Wildcats are going to get the ball back at the Monett 28.
Yeah, the Wildcats offense has to capitalize right here. Great field position, great opportunity in this football game to extend this lead. It's a big series right here for both teams.
An 18-yard kick, no return. 1st and 10 Wildcats at the Monett 28. So did they get field possession back in their favor big time?
Big
after
time.
The short kick. Cassville leading 13-0. 5:19 left to go, 3rd quarter. I formation behind Bates. Gives the ball to Kanan. Up the middle he goes. Big hole inside the 20. Breaks the tackle at the 15 and rumbles his way down to the 11-yard line.
The Wildcat offensive line, undersized tonight, but doing a great job of trapping that play. And Kanan's taking care of the rest. He's getting a good block up front, and then he's lowering those shoulders, getting into the secondary before he's brought down. Straight at the defense.
They say his knee touched down at the 12, so it's a gain of 16. Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store. Brand name appliances like Kenmore, Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, and GE. Sears located 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville. Drive into the red zone brought to you by Roark Diesel. Find them online at roarkdiesel.com. They give the ball to Kanan again. Bounces off the first contact, spins inside the 10, down to about the 9, maybe the 8. We'll see where they spot it down. Looks like they are going to put it down right around the 8-yard line for a gain of nearly 4 yards.
Hard run by Kanan. Took a shot as soon as he got that handoff. Somehow able to spin out of that and pick up some positive yardage. The Cubs had the run defended very well right there. Just a great individual effort by Kanan.
2nd down and 6 for the Wildcats inside the 10. They split the backfield. Bates pitches the ball to Preddy. He's got Kanan in front. Cutback move. Touchdown, Cassville.
Option game. Great job right there on the right edge. Fake to Kanan. Bates pulls the football. Great pitch relationship with Preddy. Knew he was going to be there. Laid it out there with the right hand. Preddy was able to catch it in stride. Made a cut right around the 5-yard line into the end zone. Another big score for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Reese with the nice kick-out block on the corner, and then Kanan leading the way, and Preddy went in untouched. Now they're going to go for 2 to try to get back that missed extra point from the first half. They snap the ball with a swinging gate to Preddy. Preddy right up the middle and into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good, and the Wildcats lead it 21-0 with 4:15 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, again, the Wildcats take advantage of a miscue by the Cubs. This time not a fumble, but a punt off the side of the punter's foot, giving the Wildcats great field position. A few plays later into the end zone. Big score to put the Wildcats up 3 scores with 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the 3rd.
The Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance. For over 130 years, they've been there to help help you with your insurance needs. You don't stay in business for that long unless you treat your customers right. They're located in Shell Knob as well as Cassville. 2 locations to serve the area better. Call the Cassville location at 847-3300. The Shell Knob location at 858-3747. Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. Wildcat Extra Point brought to you by Crowder College. Find them online. Get more information about classes and enrollment at crowder.edu. Drake Reese tees it up, ready to kick it away. The Wildcat kickoff, as always, brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. With the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic that features custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time. Baywash, a clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. Reese boots this one down the middle of the field, and it is returnable from the 4. Looks like that's Gwynn trying to turn on the afterburners across the 20 and out across the 25, and he dives ahead to the 27-yard line. Good return by Jamie Gwynn.
Gwynn, nice speed on that return, but good coverage by the Wildcats, able to get downfield. Cubs have 2 or 3 guys that can really cause you some trouble in special teams, and the Wildcats doing a good job of keeping them under control tonight.
Nose of the football touching the 28-yard line. That's where the Cubs will take over with 4:09 left to go third quarter. Cassville leading 21-0. Receiver right and left for Carter Brink. Gwynn comes in motion. Brink gives up the middle, trying to go to Majors, and then he tried to pull it away from the fullback and nearly lost the football, but he hangs on for a loss back at the 26.
The Wildcat defensive line had something to do with that, as they really caused some trouble right at the point of attack, nearly forcing a fumble.
So 2 yards on the loss. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12 for the Cubs. Play coming in from the sidelines. They break huddle and up to the line of scrimmage. Cassville back to the 4-man front. Carter Brink up under center. Gwynn in motion. Fakes the handoff to him. Pump fake. Now he lets the pass fly out of the backfield. It's Umfleet. Umfleet makes a man miss. Has the first down over on the far sidelines. Finally pushed out of play just shy of the 45.
Umfleet able to leak out into the flat there. Made the catch. Good pass. Good catch. Worked his way over to the Cubs sideline. Forced out of bounds on the play. The Cubs really needed that first down.
It's a gain of 19 yards and a first down for the Cubs. So 1st and 10, Monett. Brink this time gives it to Majors. A big hole up the middle, and now he runs over a defensive back. Brandon Majors, a load to handle, and he has another first down for the Cubs into Wildcat territory. Finally brought down at the Cassville 38.
Just straight ahead. The Wildcats have had success with Canaan. Majors this time straight ahead, got behind those pads into the secondary. Finishing off the run extremely strong there.
17 yards on the carry for Majors. He's got 59 yards unofficially now on 12 carries. Another first down for the Cubs. We're under 3 minutes left to go in the third. Monett trying to answer Cassville's score here in the second half. Inside handoff goes to Umfleet. Umfleet trying to get a block at the corner. Coming up and getting into his legs was Cade Hayward, and then he's dropped down at the 35-yard line, able to pick up 2, maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, Hayward from his safety position coming up, getting into the legs of the ball carrier. Great job. Reading the play, coming upfield, making a good tackle.
That'll bring up 2nd down and a long 7. Ball just outside the Cassville 35-yard line. Under 2:10 now left to go here in the third quarter. They overload the right side with 3 receivers and a slot back. Brink pitches the ball that way to Majors. Majors trying to find a block, now tries to cut back, nearly slips and falls, but is able to keep his balance long enough to pick up a couple of yards down to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, a little option play this time. Defended well by the Wildcats. Majors took the pitch, wanted to go wide. A couple of Wildcat defenders out there. He tried to hit the brakes, was able to keep his balance and sidestep for a couple of yards there.
So 3rd down and 6 now facing the Cubs. Monett has converted only one third down play all night. Facing 3rd and 6 here at the Cassville 34. We're down to 1:20 left in the third quarter. Cassville leading 21-0. Brink brings Gwynn in motion. Rolling to his right. Passes on the far side. The catch is made. The receiver spins inbounds and picks up the first down. Nice job over there. That was Dylan Lynch. Not only make the catch with the defender right next to him, but then spin up the sidelines and move the chains.
A good throw by Brink right there. And Lynch, kind of a basketball move as he kind of ran to the corner, did a spin move, looked for the football. It was there right at the yardage marker for the first down.
It's a gain of 7 down to the Cassville 27-yard line, 1st and 10 Cubs. Cassville showing blitz. Majors with the carry. Right up the middle he goes once again. The big man rumbling down inside the 10, taking on contact and finally brought down all the way down at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal Cubs.
Yeah, Majors, another strong run. Just kept those legs churning, dragging Wildcats with him for another big play.
22 yards on the carry for Majors. He's picked up already 42 yards here in the second half. And it's 1st and goal Monett from the 5. This drive started back at their own 28-yard line. It's been a couple of nice pass completions, but a lot of Brandon Majors this drive for the Cubs. Gwynn in motion. They give the ball to him on the end around, and in around he goes for the touchdown. And we've got a flag over on the far side at the goal line. We'll see what the flag is all about before we start writing down the scoring summary. The officials conferring over there. The flag is right at the goal line, and it's a face mask
on the
against
Wildcats.
Cassville. So a touchdown by Gwynn will be good. 5 yards out, he takes it in for the first score of the night for the Cubs. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Alex Salas will now come in to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Carter Brink. Snap back on the tee. The kick is up, and it is good. And with 40 seconds left to go third quarter, the Cubs are on the board. Cassville leading 21-7. Tonight's third quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company, where they repair used pallets, build and design new and custom pallets. During this game and the games to come, Jeff reminds team members that through God, all things are possible. Phone 847-6732, J&M Pallet Company. That's 847-6732.
Well, the Cubs able to bring this back to a 2-score game. Basically a quarter of football left. The Wildcat offensive line right now, crucial part in this football game. Wildcats are going to try to eat up some clock, move the chains, and really try to eliminate the offense of the Cubs being on the field.
We'll see what Monett has up their sleeve here on this kickoff as well.
Right.
Because they will be getting the ball to kick off in Cassville territory after the 15-yard penalty. So you never know what Coach Ewell might be working on here. Alex Salas will be kicking off from the Cassville 45-yard line. Guys on that front row better be ready. They might get a line drive headed right at their face mask.
Exactly.
So Salas gets the whistle, approaches, and he kicks it deep, and we've got a flag thrown. As one of the Monett players jumped offside, so they'll back it up to the 50.
Well, the special team coach for the Cubs, you hate to see that. Your kicker's going to kick it in the end zone. Now you're getting moved back. More than likely, unless that's they're going to move them back.
So they'll move it back to the 50-yard line, and Salas will re-kick.
And now it's a situation where he may kick it in the end zone, he may not.
Yeah, because that one, it looked almost like he tried to pooch it a little bit, kind of get underneath it, pop it up in the air, and get it down inside the 15 or 20 and hopefully get good coverage from there and force the Cassville Wildcats to start in the hole. But now we'll see. You're exactly right. He may be kicking it deep now. Salas gets a good leg into this one, and this one will take Ferris back to the goal line and into the end zone for a touchback.
Wildcats will get the ball to 20.
21-7, the Wildcats with the lead over the Cubs with 40 seconds left to go in the third here in the Berry County Brawl. And the Wildcats offensive unit comes out onto the field. Devin Bates relays the offensive play to his teammates. Now they break huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Cooper wide to the right, DJ White out to the left. Kanan and Preddy in the backfield. And the ball is handed off to Kanan. Kanan blasts his way right up the middle and takes it out to the 23-yard line, fights forward to the 24 for an extra yard. It'll bring up second down and 6.
And this is the point in the football game as well, Sammy, where ball security is at a premium. And also, when we start talking about that 40-second clock, from the time the play is over and it's set down, you got 40 seconds. That's got to be in the Wildcats' favor right here.
Yeah, because we saw the JV team for the Wildcats able to use a lot of clock in the second half of that game against Aurora with that 40-second clock. And that'll be the final play of the third quarter, and we will move to the other end of the field. Cassville leading 21-7. We'll be back with the final 12 minutes. You're listening to Big 8 Conference football here on the Talon Network. Cat Stadium. Tonight's fourth quarter brought to you by the Barbecue Station, the best in Texas-style barbecue served every day at 900 Main on the north side of the Cassville Square. Come on in and fill her up at the Barbecue Station. You can also call them for all your catering needs at 847-0470. That's 847-0470. Family affordable and enjoyable great barbecue. The best Texas-style barbecue this side of Dallas, right in the Ozarks. 900 Main in Cassville. Second down and 6 for the Wildcats. The ball at their own 24. Bates gives it off to Preddy. Preddy tries to go to the outside, bounces off one man, keeps the football moving forward out to the 30-yard line. He's a little slow getting up. Kind of fell awkwardly to the floor. Took a pretty good lick over there as well. They're spotting the ball just shy of the 30, so it'll bring up third down and less than a yard.
Yeah, took a pretty good shot there at the tail end of that play. Going to give him a breather. Jericho Ferris into the game. Just come over and shake the cobwebs off a little bit.
So third and less than 1 for the Wildcats at their own 29-yard line. Just underway in the fourth quarter. Monett showing blitz. Up the middle they come. And it's a quarterback keeper this time for Bates. And Bates dives across the 30 out to the 31 and picks up the first down. Wildcat First Down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store. You'll find everything you need for your home and outdoor space, and all at great prices with the support of the folks at Cassville Sears Hometown Store. Friendly and knowledgeable staff to help guide you with your projects and purchases.
Yeah, good push. The interior of that offensive line of the Wildcats, allowing Bates to get up in there behind them, pick up that first down, keep the clock moving.
Bates loses the football. It's loose back inside the 30, and Devin Bates is able to dive on it and avoid the turnover. Never had possession of the football coming away from center, and boy, the Wildcats dodged a costly mistake right there.
Yeah, heads up play by Bates, go right to the ground and just cover it up. The Wildcats absolutely cannot afford a turnover in this position on the football field at this point in this game.
It's a loss of 3 back to the 28. Second down and nearly 13 to go for the Wildcats. Twin receivers to the right side. They pitch the ball to Preddy. Preddy gets a block from Kanan, trying to get to the edge. Takes on contact at the 30 and is ridden out of bounds. Good job over here on the near side that time. believe that was, I started to say Zane McCracken, but that was Trayvon Price that was able to get to Preddy and take him out of play at the 31 for a gain of 3.
Price, tall, lanky corner, coming up, meeting the Wildcat ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage.
So Cassville back to where they just were a couple of plays ago, facing 3rd and 10. Bates throws out of the backfield, and he throws it too far out in front of Bowen Preddy, and it falls incomplete, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Not sure Preddy had much to work with. There's 3 Cub defenders all over the play. Preddy trying to leak out of the backfield. Bates trying to lead him a little bit right there, but I'm not sure even if Preddy makes a catch, he's going to be able to do much with the football.
10 minutes left to play here in the football game, and Cassville going to be punting the ball away, leading 21-7. Bowen Preddy back at his own 20-yard line. And the rugby-style kick gets a good leg into this one. Sails back and drives the return man all the way back inside the 35.
A nice punt there, Preddy. Rugby style, didn't quite hang on to it as long. We got a nice leg into it, turn the ball over in the air. Wildcat defense going to try to slow down this Cub offense here in the 4th quarter.
Junior Cavazos hauling in the punt, and the Cubs will start at their own 32. Cubs running the ball on 1st down, and big Brandon Majors is stood up at the 35-yard line, pushes across to the 36, but that's going to be it.
Ran right into big Garrett Kreitz. Defensive tackle, Wildcats, sophomore, big kid, strong. You have to be strong if you're going to meet Majors head on.
Majors now with 86 yards unofficially on 15 carries. He had 100 yards in their game to open the season against Mount Vernon. And now he's closing in on the century mark again here tonight. Still 9 minutes left to play in this football game. 2nd down and 6. Wildcat fans trying to get the Cubs a little noise to deal with, and a pass down the sidelines, and it's right through the hands of the intended receiver and out of play. Carter Brink again putting the ball on the money, and I believe that was Price over there on the far side. Had it go right through his hands for an incomplete pass.
A really nice throw by Brink right there. Threw it into that window as the receiver got by the corner right down the Cub sideline and just dropped. Probably a situation, young receiver trying to run before he secures the football, but the Wildcats catch a break there.
So a big 3rd down play here, 3rd down and 6. Trip receivers to the right side, and now Monett has to use a timeout. I believe, yes, they are going to call a timeout. They had a guy have to hurry and hustle around from the left to the right side of the offense. It was going to overload them with 3 receivers over there, but they were a little bit disrupted as to what they were trying to do. So big play right here at a big point in this football game, and they didn't want to mess it up, so they call a timeout. The timeout on the field brought to you by Superior Metal. For your roofing and storage shed needs, call Superior Metal or drop by and visit with the folks on Highway 76 south of Cassville. Monett has converted only 1 3rd down try tonight. They are 1 for 8. And facing a big one right here. 3rd down and 6 from their own 36. With 9:12 left to go in the 4th quarter. Cassville leading 21-7. Tonight's 4th quarter brought to you by the Barbecue Station, where one bite will put them at the top of your list of favorite places to eat. The best Texas-style barbecue this side of Dallas, here in the Ozarks at the Barbecue Station. On the north side of the Cassville Square, call them for all your catering needs at 847-0470. Back and ready to go. 3rd down and 6 for the Cubs. Brink rolling to his right, has time, pass out into the flat. It's caught by Umfleet at the 40, and he turns it up the sidelines and picks up the 1st down.
Umfleet leaking out of that backfield, out into the flat. Good throw by Brink, allowing his receiver to catch the ball in stride and turn the corner, just picking up that 1st down. And a good job by Umfleet to know exactly where he needed to get on the field to pick up that 1st down.
It's a gain of 9, and it'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Cubs at their own 45-yard line. .9:06 left to go in the football game. Cassville leading 21-7. 5-man front now for the Cassville defense. Brink hands the ball off to Majors, and Majors is stacked up right at the 47-yard line, a pickup of 2.
Again, Kreitz, first man to Majors, able to bring him down. Big defensive tackle. Good play there. Majors has had some big gains running right at this Wildcat defense tonight.
So 2nd down and 8 now for the Cubs. We're down to 8.5 left to go in the football game. Brink brings Gwynn in motion, looking to throw. He's going deep. He's got a man. It's Lynch. The catch is made at the 20, finally taken down at the 10-yard line. Dylan Lynch over the top makes the catch for a 1st down for the Cubs.
Not sure if Lynch had a double move right there or not, but the Wildcat corner kind of lost his footing. Lynch was able to get a few steps on him. Brink throwing it right out over his shoulder. Great throw and catch. And the Cubs knocking on the door right here.
A 43-yard pass completion from Carter Brink to Dylan Lynch, and it's 1st and goal at the 10. Umfleet comes in motion. They give it up the middle, though, to the big guy Majors. Or was that Majors? No, it was Umfleet. Correction. Thank you, Mr. Todd. So Ethan Umfleet got the handoff, takes it to the 8 for a pickup of 2. Clock rolling down to 7:40 left to go in the football game. Monett knocking on the door. 2nd and goal from the 8. Cassville leading 21-7. Now Majors is back there in the backfield. Umfleet goes in motion. Brink looking to throw, and the pass is thrown behind the receiver, but the catch is made. He reaches out for the goal line. No signal, and it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1.
And a nice job by the Wildcat corner to keep the Cub receiver out of the end zone.
The Cubs hurry up to the line of scrimmage, trying to catch the Wildcats off balance. Brink with the quarterback keeper, a surge into the end zone, touchdown Cubs. And we've got ourselves a ball game with 6:59 left to play.
Cubs hustled back to the line of scrimmage. They knew what they wanted to do, short yardage. Brink, quarterback sneak right into the end zone there.
So Brink has only 4 carries tonight for 1 yard and a touchdown. And now Salas to try the extra point to make it a 7-point game. Snaps a little high, but Brink gets it down on the tee, and the kick is up and through. 21-14. Cassville with a 7-point lead here. Just under 7 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Tonight's 4th quarter brought to you by the Barbecue Station. They serve chicken, ribs, beef, pork with sides and desserts. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 8. Come by and visit them on the north side of the Cassville Square, or call them for all your catering needs at 847-0470.
Wildcats have the lead in this football game, but the momentum and the feel in this stadium is on the opposite sideline over there with the Cubs right now, as they've gotten themselves right back into this game. 2 scores here in the second half. 21-14. Wildcats going to get the football here. And a huge series for this Wildcat offense.
Yeah, right now, and now with it down to a 1-possession game, Monett can afford to gamble once in a while defensively. Throw a little craziness at the Wildcats and see if they can come up with a big loss type play or a turnover or something like that. So.
Yeah, the Wildcats, again, ball security, very important here.
So Alex Salas tees it up at the 40-yard line. DJ White, Jericho Ferris back at their own 10, awaiting the kick. Salas, a line drive kick. DJ White watches it bounce at the 10, goes back into the hands of Ferris. He'll bring it out from the 4. Makes a man miss at the 12-yard line, makes another miss at the 15, out across the 20, and finally his progress is stopped at the 22-yard line.
Wildcat offense heads onto the field. They've been over here on the sideline with offensive coordinator Clay Weldy, making some adjustments, in-game adjustments.
And we are going to have our midway through the quarter water stoppage. The officials calling for a stoppage of play so everyone can get hydrated one more time. Looking at the scoreboard from around the Big 8, Lamar leading Aurora 42-21. Mount Vernon has an 18-6 lead over Marshfield. East Newton on top of McDonald County 22-12. Seneca leading Nevada 33-6. Springfield Catholic on top of Hollister 21-14. And Reed Spring over Rogersville 13-7. All of those third quarter scores with the exception of the Lamar Aurora score. That one's in the fourth quarter. We've got 6:51 left to go in the fourth here at Cassville in the Berry County Brawl, and the Wildcats leading 21-14. Cassville will have possession of the football when we come out of the official timeout. Wildcat football at their own 22. Twin receivers to the right side. Kanan and Preddy in the backfield. They give the ball to Preddy. Preddy up the middle he goes and is stopped just short of the 25. Picks up a couple of yards.
Wildcats not going to be in any hurry to snap the football. They'll use as much of this clock as possible.
Yeah, because normally the ball is already set, so the 25-second would be in play, but we've just now got the 25 seconds with this new 40-second rule.
Well, they break the huddle with 22 seconds on the play clock.
Bates gives it to Kanan this time. Kanan nearly had the ball ripped out of his hands, but he held on to it and dives out to the 26.
Big third down here.
See that Cubs defense really going after that football.
Certainly. Sticking a hand in there, really trying to rip the ball free. When you get tied up, you really got to wrap both hands around that, hands and arms around that football and hang on because they're coming for it.
So 3rd down and 6 for the Wildcats at their own 26-yard line. Another big 3rd down play here. Bates, Monett shifting, and now they move. And they break the plane and jump off sides. It'll be encroachment on the defense, but it will not be enough for a first down. But it will turn a 3rd and 6 into a 3rd and 1.
Much more manageable here for the Wildcats. Big 3rd down. Wildcats desperately needing to pick this up. Really use as much of that clock as they can.
5:34 left to play. Cassville leading 21-14. Wildcat football at their own 31, facing 3rd and 1. Offensive coordinator Clay Weldy gets the play in from the sidelines. Another big 3rd down play coming up right here. Bates on the quarterback keeper, dives underneath a couple of Cubs defenders and has the first down, and that will move the chains. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store in Cassville, your local destination for all your home appliance and mattress needs, as well as a great selection of lawn and garden products. 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville.
Yeah, huge first down as we tick down around 5 minutes to go in this football game. Lots of play clock left. Wildcats shouldn't feel any hurry to get to the line of scrimmage.
Under 5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Twin receivers to the right side. Bates is going to keep it himself. And the pile moves forward out to the 36. Bates falls forward, maybe to the 37.
Wildcats can run the clock all the way under 4 minutes if they choose to do so.
It is a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 7. You can see they're slowing things down just a little bit more now. They had been snapping the ball with still 10 or 12 seconds left on the play clock. So now we're down to 7 seconds. And they give the ball to Kanan. Kanan hit hard, dives out to the 40, but it's going to come up well short of the first down. So another 3rd down facing the Wildcats.
And good hard run. Kanan taking that contact, spinning off, moving forward.
Under 4 minutes now left to go in the football game. Cassville on top, 21-14. Facing 3rd and 3 from the 40-yard line. Actually, it's a long 3. They need to get to the 44 to pick up a first down. Monett showing blitz once again. And they nearly jumped offside once again. We've got a whistle from the far line judge. Not sure what this is about.
Don't see any.
Yeah, there is a flag way over on the Monett sideline. It's going to be a procedure penalty against Cassville. So the Monett defense rushing up towards the line got somebody to flinch, and it'll back it up to the 35, and it'll be a 3rd down and 9.
It may have been called on the Wildcat wide receiver that was over on that sideline. I didn't notice any linemen flinching down there, so that may have been where that came from.
So they got 5 yards given to them a moment ago, but now they get 5 taken away, and it's 3rd and 9. Bates with pressure from behind, throws underneath, trying to set up the screen pass. It's tipped, comes down into the hands of DJ White, and he's got the first down across the 45-yard line.
Huge play.
Unbelievable play that went the Wildcats' way. DJ White, great concentration, keeping an eye on the football after it got tipped in the air, and a first down for Cassville.
Huge play by the Wildcats. The second time they've run the bubble screen. This time, exceptionally fortunate as that ball was tipped. White still on the move, able to reach down towards the ground on the run, grab the football, weave his way through traffic. Huge first down in this game. Fortunately, the end of that play, we've got another Cub defender down. Looks like he's holding that shoulder.
Wildcat first down brought to you by Cassville Sears Hometown Store. They offer the best in quality brand name appliances like Kenmore, Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, and GE. They're located at 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville. 3:04 left to go in the fourth quarter. Cassville leading 21-14, and they just converted a huge 3rd down and 9.
Cubs do have the ability to stop the clock twice with 2 timeouts remaining. But that, I tell you what, just a huge play. And what a play by DJ White, making defenders miss. It looked like he might have gained 2 or 3 yards right there, but a sidestep. And you see a lot of that out of a basketball player. DJ White, basketball player for the Wildcat basketball team, and he moves kind of like a basketball player on the field. Very good football player, very smart. And he knew what he had to get, and he got there, and just a huge play for this Wildcat offense.
The injured Cub player is to his feet, and that is Cole Davis, and he gets a round of applause from both sets of fans as he is headed back to the Monett sideline.
Cole Davis has played a good football game tonight. Linebacker, 220-pound linebacker for this Cub football team. You hope he's okay.
1st and 10 Cassville, the ball at their own 47. 3:04 left to go in the ball game. Wildcats on top, 21-14. Monetts have come up with a couple of fourth quarter touchdowns here to make it a 1-possession game. Devin Bates with the I formation behind him, gives the ball to Preddy. Preddy weaves his way through traffic out to the 50-yard line, a gain of 3.
Preddy trying to go off left tackle right there. Again, just not a lot of room for Preddy to work tonight.
I correct myself, that first Monett touchdown was right at the end of the 3rd quarter, so one late 3rd quarter touchdown and a 4th quarter touchdown for the Cubs after Cassville had a 21-0 lead. 2nd down and 8 from the midfield.
2.5 minutes to go in this game.
Cassville starting to be a little more aware of the clock now, running things down as they will snap the football with less than 5 seconds on the play clock. Bates from the shotgun brings White in motion, gives on the inside, handoff to him. Around the edge he goes. He's across the 45, has the first down, inside the 40, taking on contact down to the 35-yard line. DJ White with another strong run on the inside handoff, and the Wildcats move the chains once again.
Yeah, great play call that time. White coming in motion from his left to right, shotgun formation. White runs underneath as Bates catches the football. Bates just sticks it out, hands it to him. White, again, another nice move to work his way down the football field, and another big first down. And the Cubs, with 2 minutes and 1 second to go here in the game, are going to use that second timeout.
15-yard pickup for DJ White. He's got 2 carries for 22 yards, 7 catches for 111 yards. And the Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, your locally owned and operated appliance store where you can find great deals on refrigerators, freezers, cooking appliances, washers and dryers, dishwashers, tools, hardware, lawnmowers, and much more. All at 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville. 21-14 Cassville with the lead. 1st and 10 Wildcats at the Monett 35-yard line with 2:01 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Well, both of these teams will have big games coming up again next week. The Cubs, after a 2-game road trip, return to Burl Fowler Stadium, and they'll be taking on Lamar. And Cassville heads out on the road once again, as they will be down in Seneca battling the Indians.
Always an interesting place to go play. Down in Seneca.
Lamar has improved to 3-0 as they've already won their game over Aurora tonight, 48-21. And Seneca, Nevada has now gone final. The Indians improved to 2-1 with a 39-18 victory over Nevada. Back to action here at Cassville. The Wildcats 1st and 10 from the Monett 35-yard line. And the Wildcats running the football. Zach Kanan powers his way down to the 30, picks up 5 yards on first down.
Yeah, nice job that time, powering off the left side. Good push up front. Kanan again running the ball very hard.
Kanan unofficially just shy of 100 yards. That 5-yard pickup gives him 99 yards on the night on 19 carries. 90 seconds left to play. Play clock down to 15 seconds. 2nd down and 5 facing the Wildcats at the Monett 30.
Take care of that football, Sammy. That's got to be the message right now.
Split backfield behind Bates. Pressure showing from the edge, and here it comes. Cassville runs the ball up the middle. Pads are popping, and the ball carrier hangs on. And Monett calls another timeout.
Last timeout.
Kanan takes it to the 29 for a pickup of 1. And the Cubs have used their final timeout, and it'll be 3rd down and 3.
3rd and 3. The Wildcats can pick up a first down here. They can end the game. If they do not pick up a first down, with that 40-second clock, they can run the clock way down on 4th down before they decide what they want to do.
109 on the game clock. 3rd down and 4 facing the Wildcats. They've converted only 1 3rd down tonight. They've also converted a 4th down opportunity. And a big one here if they can convert to seal away the win. 3rd and a long 3 for the Wildcats. Twin receivers to the left side. Bates is going to run that way. The option pitch goes into the legs of Preddy, and it comes loose, and there's a scramble for it back between the 30 and the 35. Cubs are saying they got the football, and now we have the official signal. It is Monett football with 1:03 left to go.
Tough play running the option there, trying to make that pitch with defenders in the area. Ball just never really got to Preddy, kind of hit him back on the back of his hip. I don't know if a Monett defender was able to get a hand in there to disrupt that. But what a play by the Cub defense. They've got 1 minute and 3 seconds to try to tie this football game.
Each team has turned the ball over once now tonight. And here we go, 63 seconds left in the Berry County brawl. Cassville leading by 7, Monett football, and they are out of timeouts. They've got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Carter Brink has already shown he's more than capable of letting the ball fly, and he throws this one over the middle. It's caught by Ethan Umfleet out at the 47-yard line. He takes a lick and hangs on to the football.
A big shot by Carson Jacobson. Good play, and what a catch. Great job in hanging on to that football.
A 15-yard pickup and a first down for the Cubs, just shy of midfield, and now Brink spikes the football to stop the clock with 51.6 seconds remaining.
Defensive coordinator, head coach Lance Parnell, urging his secondary not to let anyone get behind you.
Because the Cubs have done that a couple of times
Right,
tonight.
right. Don't bite on a double move. Just keep the play in front of you.
Play comes in from the sidelines with 51 seconds remaining. Second down and 10 for the Cubs at their own 48. Cassville with the three-man front. Now pressure coming from the backside for Kanan. Brink tries to step up in the pocket. He's hit, eludes contact, trying to throw the football, and he overthrows the intended receiver, and it'll bring up third down.
The Wildcats dialing up some pressure there, bringing Kanan, the linebacker, from the backside, nearly getting to Brink. Brink very quick with the football, able to spin out of that pressure and get rid of the ball. Incomplete on the play, but big-time pressure by the Wildcat defense there.
So 3rd and 10 now facing the Cubs. Yeah, I thought Brink was sacked, and he was able to get away from that.
Somehow he got out of that.
Showed a nice athletic move to avoid the sack and got the ball in the air for the Cubs. 43 seconds remaining. 3rd and 10, Monett. Brink fires down the sidelines and throws it short as Junior Cavazos trying to come back to the football. I think they were going with the old hitch and pitch there.
Exactly.
They had Umfleet coming in from the backside, but the ball was thrown too far out in front, and it never got completed to the receiver.
That's exactly what they were trying to do right there. On the far hash, that was a really long throw for Brink to make to start that hitch and pitch, throwing the ball all the way across the field over by the Cassville sideline. And that's exactly what they were trying to set up right there, Sammy. Ball ended up a little bit short. 4th down, game on the line.
Here we go, 39 seconds remaining. This is the ball game. 4th and 10 for the Cubs. Brink, pressure from the backside from Preddy. Steps up, lets it go. He's got a man open and a first down inside the 40. Catch made by Ethan Umfleet, and Monett is still alive.
Umfleet came from the backside, ran a long way across the field. Brink rolling to his right, again from the far hash mark, had all kinds of field to work with, laid the ball up there for the receiver. Catch and throw out of bounds, stopping the clock with 32 seconds left.
A gain of 16. First down for Monett at the 32-yard line. 32 seconds remaining. Cassville leading by 7. The 2019 Berry County Brawl is going right down to the wire. 1st and 10 Cubs. Brink fakes the handoff to Majors. Has time to throw. Launches one towards the corner of the end zone. One-on-one coverage, and a penalty flag is thrown out of the end zone. The pass is incomplete.
Not sure if they're trying to call pass interference here or not. Look like great positioning. Looked like great positioning by the corner. Must have got into the body of the receiver a little too much right there. But that is the call.
So they'll bring it back to the line of scrimmage and mark off the 15 yards from there. That is the 4th flag of the night against Cassville for a total of 40 yards. And they'll move it down to the 17. And it'll be first down Monett with 24 seconds remaining. A 7-point lead for the Wildcats. And now we have a timeout. Cassville wants to talk things over and try to slow the momentum of the Cubs.
Oh, with 24 seconds, Sammy, the Cubs, at this position on the field, they can run the football. They do have time to get a running play if they chose to, draw some type of play with the linebackers and secondary so deep. They do have that ability to get back up on the line of scrimmage, either kill it or run another quick play.
Timeout in the ball game brought to you by Superior Metal. If you're looking for a steel building, shop, or roof that will defend against the elements, stop by Superior Metal on Highway 76 south of Cassville. 24.6 seconds on the clock. Cassville leading 21-14. Cubs with the football at the Cassville 17. It's 1st and 10 Monett. Cassville had converted a big 3rd and 9 to keep a drive alive, but then a Wildcat turnover has given the Cubs life. They've taken advantage. Starting at their own 33, they've got it to the Cassville 17. Brink, again, fade pass to the corner. Throws it underneath, the ball tipped up in the air, and nearly a diving interception down there in the corner. As the ball was up in the air for a moment, and Carson Jacobson nearly came up with a diving pick, but it falls incomplete, and it'll bring up second down.
Picking on Ewing down there, 5'9", going against 6'2" or 6'3", trying a little jump ball. Ewing had great position there, was able to knock the ball away.
Yeah, you've got Dylan Lynch and Trayvon Price, both with a lot of size out there at the receiver. Junior Cavazos also with some decent size. Second down and 10 for the Cubs. Still 19 seconds remaining. Lynch is over here by himself. Brink looking up the middle. Now the pocket starts to collapse, and he has to get rid of the football. Third down.
A great pressure right there. I think that's 45. Is that Olberts?
That is Jacob Olberts.
Olberts able to get in there and get a hold of the jersey of Brink as he's trying to throw the ball. Good pressure.
Well, Alex Salas kicked a 23-yard field goal last week against Marshfield, but a field goal won't get it tonight. They need a touchdown and an extra point. The ball at the 17. The Cubs with 2 shots at it here with 13 seconds remaining. This time Price comes out wide to the right. Carter Brink takes the snap. Fade pass to the corner again. It's going to be a jump ball up in the air. The ball is loose and incomplete, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Again, working on Ewing. And Ewing comes up, looks like a little cramping issue, bringing Bates in, quarterback for the Wildcats. Played corner all year last year, did a very good job. So kind of nice to have him waiting in the wings over here on the sideline.
So here we go, fourth down again for the Cubs. 4th and 10 from the 17 with 6 seconds remaining. And we've got a whistle and a timeout. Cassville wants to talk things over, and they still had a couple of timeouts, and Coach Parnell's going to talk things over with his defense.
Well, with just under 7 seconds, 6.9 seconds, fourth down, the Cubs can get a first down without scoring a touchdown, but it'll have to be a sideline pattern, get out of bounds, because they don't have the ability to stop the clock anymore.
Yeah, it has to be a very well managed first down.
More than likely, this is the last play of the game.
Well, the last time we had a Berry County brawl go down to the wire like this, it was back in 2016. Monett winning 21-20 over the Wildcats. All of the other Berry County brawls have been 3-score or more spreads. Cassville had a 21-0 lead in this one, but the Cubs have come back here in the second half. And it comes down to this with 6.9 seconds left. 4th and 10 from the 17. Cassville leading by 7. Carter Brink takes the snap, rolls to his right, steps up in the pocket, is hit, eludes contact, flag thrown, ball back in the corner of the end zone, is caught, but the receiver appears to be out of bounds. Monett is saying touchdown. The official has not signaled, but we got a flag in the Monett backfield.
Decline the hold.
And I still have not seen an official signal over there whether, I believe it was Umfleet,
Ball game.
was in bounds or not. And now they're going to say he was not. The penalty is declined, and that is the ball game.
What a football game, Sammy. These fans that were fortunate enough to be here tonight got their money's worth. 2 football teams just going at it like a couple heavyweight boxers, just very physical. It's a game somebody's got to win, but man, both of these teams played exceptionally hard tonight, and just a great football game out here.
Yeah, if you didn't have a vested interest in Cassville or Monett, this was one heck of a high school football
Oh,
game that folks got to
absolutely.
witness here tonight.
Absolutely. Great game. Very physical. And that's what you're going to get. And that's what you're going to get out of these two teams. And the Wildcats are going to keep that trophy. And just a great effort out there tonight.
Cassville hangs on for a 21-14 victory over the Cubs, and they claim the Berry County Brawl here in 2019. We're going to take a break and be back with the postgame. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Football here on the Talon Network. Stadium, the Berry County Brawl goes to the Cassville Wildcats as they hold on for a 21-14 win over the Monett Cubs. Cassville led 21-0 early in the second half, but Monett with a late third quarter touchdown and then another one in the fourth quarter made it a brand new ball game, and the Cubs were driving in the closing seconds, but the game ended on fourth down and a penalty right there at the end of the game with only 6 seconds remaining. and Cassville holds on for the victory. Jamie Gwynn with a touchdown run of 5 yards got the Cubs on the board late in the third quarter, and then Carter Brink added another touchdown run midway through the fourth to make it 21-14, and that's ended up being our final score, 21-14, Cassville winning the Berry County Brawl.
I'll tell you what, a lot of credit goes out to both of these teams. Cubs came down here and played a good football game, very physical. Wildcats did the same, came out on the right end of it. And this is the second week in a row the Wildcats, this coaching staff's got to be pleased with. Last week had some adversity, bounced back, went on a run. And tonight, this Cassville football team was locked in a battle, and they were able to hang on, come away with a victory. That's something I'm sure this coaching staff is very proud of right now, proud of the way the kids fought. And both of these staffs need to be proud of the way their kids played tonight. But the Wildcats come away, moved to 3-0. Just a hard-fought, great football game to be a part of tonight.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts. Remember to order your art-carved and gold lance class rings at affordable prices at Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts on the northeast corner of the square in Cassville. If you're looking for a special jewelry item or gift, drop by Tomlin's. They've been doing it right for 55 years. 21-14, Cassville with the victory here tonight as they take the Berry County Brawl over the Monett Cubs. And now the 3-3 tie has been broken. And Cassville now leads the series of the Berry County Brawl with 4 wins to Monett's 3. And again, this is the only close score since that 21-20 Monett victory back in 2016. As we mentioned earlier, all the scores had been at least 3 touchdowns or more until that 21-20 victory 3 years ago, and now the game tonight decided by just 7 points. But after Monett had won 3 in a row from 2014 to 2016, Cassville has now won the last 3 of the Berry County Brawls.
Well, and up until about 40 seconds to go in the third quarter, it was looking like it was going to be another lopsided win in this series. The Cubs fought back, a couple touchdowns, and Wildcats hang on. Again, just a great game to be a part of, and the fans that were here saw something special out here tonight.
Definitely got their money's worth on this Friday the 13th, that's for sure.
No doubt about it.
Beautiful night for high school football and a great game to witness here tonight in Cassville. 21-14, Cassville comes away with the victory. We'll take another break and be back with some of the post-game numbers, and then we'll get a word with Coach Parnell before we get out of here tonight. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. Wildcats win it over the Monett Cubs 21-14 to claim the Berry County Brawl here in 2019. Looking at the stats from the ball game, first of all for the Monett Cubs, they were led on the ground by Brandon Majors as he ran for 88 yards on 16 carries. Jamie Gwynn had 26 yards and a touchdown on 5 carries. Carter Brink had only 1 yard after losing some yardage on a quarterback sack on 4 carries, but one of those carries was good for a touchdown. And Ethan Umfleet held to just 10 yards on the ground tonight on 4 carries. But Umfleet had 72 yards receiving on 5 catches. Junior Cavazos had 1 catch for 3 yards, and Dylan Lynch 93 yards on 3 receptions this evening. For the Cassville Wildcats, they were led by Zach Kanan as he had 100 yards on 20 carries. Bowen Preddy had 70 yards on 18 carries and 2 touchdowns. DJ White had 22 yards rushing on 2 carries, and DJ White had 7 catches tonight for 111 yards. Zach Kanan had 1 catch for 13 yards and a touchdown, and Brett Cooper and Bowen Preddy hooked up on a hitch and pitch that went for 26 yards on the night. Cassville unofficially 45 rushes for 197 yards. They were 9 of 15 through the air for 150 for a total of 347 yards of offense. The Wildcats picking up 21 first downs. They turned it over once on a lost fumble. They were penalized 4 times for 40 yards and punted 3 times for a 39-yard average. Monett Cubs 29 carries for 125 yards. They completed 10 of 21 passes for 175 yards for a total of 300 yards of offense. 13 first downs for the Cubs, 1 turnover coming on a fumble. They were penalized 4 times for 35 yards, and Monett punted 3 times for a 34-yard average here this evening. Monett will be at home next Friday night as they will be taking on the Lamar Tigers up at Burrow Fowler Stadium. The Cassville Wildcats will be on the road next Friday as they head down to Seneca to Earl D. Campbell Stadium to take on the Indians. And we'll have live coverage of both of those games next Friday night here on the Talon Network. Cubs football on KKBL, Wildcat football right here on KQMO 97.7 FM and CassvilleWebTV.com. Big win tonight for the Wildcats as they improved to 3-0. They win their first Big 8 West Division game, and they claim the Berry County Brawl 21-14 over the Monett Cubs. We'll take a break and be back with more of the postgame right after this. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Football here on the Talon Sports Network. Cassville, the Wildcats win at 21-14 over the Monett Cubs to claim the Berry County Brawl. We're now joined here on the postgame by the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Lance Parnell, for the postgame show, brought to you by the Law Office of John A. Leewright. They proudly support the Wildcats, and they want everyone to remember, if you don't talk, you may walk, and to call 417-847-2177. That's 847-2177. Well, first of all, Coach, congratulations on the win. The Wildcats get to hang on to the Berry County Brawl Trophy.
Thank you, Sammy. Yeah, we do. It was a whale of a ball game. We had a great crowd here tonight, and they saw a really, really exciting high school football game.
It's been a while since I've witnessed a game like this, and I can't remember the last time we've seen a game with so many momentum swings. I mean, it started from the get-go with a lot of back and forth. This thing started out as a hard-nosed, physical Big 8 Conference football game. The pads were a-popping early on in this one.
We knew coming in it was going to be a physical football game. Monett's very physical up front. Defensively, they fly around, and it was everything I expected it to be in the first half. Especially that first quarter. You're right. It was a physical defensive football game, and it stayed that way for 4 quarters.
Yeah, the defense was definitely dictating things early on. The Wildcats were finally able to break through in the second quarter on the touchdown pass from Bates to Canaan to kind of break the ice and get on the board. And then the Wildcats kind of got things going a little bit. You add the touchdown right before halftime, which was a huge momentum swing going into the locker room at the break.
Oh, absolutely. That was a big score right there. It is a tight ball game there going back and forth. We had made a stop down here, I think in the second quarter. They're driving. We get a stop. Actually, they had 2 stops down here to keep them off the board. And for us to add a second touchdown right before half, like I said, get 7-point lead against really good football teams, not real comfortable.
You get the ball coming out of the locker room, you take it right down the field, looks like you're going to add to your lead, and then the drive stalls. They come up with a couple of big defensive plays. You have to turn it over on downs, but then your defense comes up with a big stop. You get the ball right back and a short kick, and the next thing you know, you're back in the end zone.
Yeah, I'd like to have seen us finish that drive just from a momentum sake. They're coming out of half, kind of a wash with getting the stop in the short field and scoring, but, those are little things that we've got to convert right there. I think we had 4th and goal from the 1 and don't get in. So, that's something we'll look back at and put some emphasis on. But to turn around and get the stop and then come right back and score and go up 3 scores, go for 2, make it a 21-point game, which, at the time I'm thinking, well, maybe I just kick it. It's a 3-score game. And the way it ended, I'm dang glad we went for 2 and got that, with the fireworks that happened in the last minute and 3 seconds.
Well, going into the fourth quarter, right before the third quarter ended, the Cubs did to you what you did to them right before halftime. They scored late, and that gave them a little spark of life headed into that final 12 minutes.
It did, and I really felt like, and I told our kids this on the sideline, I felt like we got up those 3 scores, and I thought our kids relaxed a little bit. Like, well, okay, we had a lot of football left to play, and there was absolutely zero surrender in Monett, as you could see throughout the entire second half. They take it right down the field, just running it right at us, really, and made a couple conversions, hit a big pass play on 3rd down that to continue a drive. But that's what good football teams do. They just keep grinding, and that's what you saw Monett there on that drive.
Midway through the fourth quarter, they put together another nice drive of 68 yards, punch it in, and suddenly it's a 1-possession game. The momentum kind of swung back to their side of the field, but then Cassville, you guys put together a great drive and converted a 3rd and 9 to keep that drive going, and suddenly it's back on your side, but just as quickly as you got it, the turnover gives it back to them again.
Well, that's something we talked about at half. Was we felt like the successes that Monett had offensively in the first half were some of our self-inflicted wounds with some blown coverages and some missed tackles that we don't miss. And then the same thing there on that drive where they scored to make it a 7-point ball game. We blow a coverage and let a guy get behind us for a big gain and give them the opportunity to get down there. And then I think gave up another one late or on that same drive, and those little self-inflicted things. But like I told our kids there, I think I just aged about 10 years in the last minute and 3 seconds of that ball game, and they got to quit doing that to me. I'm getting up here anyway, but I was real proud of the way they persevered. They could have got their daubers down right there late, and we just bowed up and found a way to get a stop there, in the fourth quarter to win the ball game.
Yeah, your secondary came up with some huge plays there right at the end because Monett had the advantage with some length at receiver, some athletic, tall, long receivers, and they were trying to pick on some of the shorter corners you had. Boy, those kids were fighting them tooth and nail and were able to knock down a couple of passes.
Oh, they did. When we stayed disciplined in our coverage and did what we were supposed to do, we were in good position, and we had, they tried it the first couple of snaps of the game, and we're in good position, get pass breakups. We got two down there trying to throw a fade in the corner of the end zone at a young corner, and, he's a kid that, Jerome Ewing has grown so much, and, he's a kid there in the fourth quarter that gives up the big play, and, he's frustrated with himself, and we pull him out for a little bit, and I went to him, as we're driving, I went to him and I said, whatever the situation, doesn't matter, I'm going back with you at corner when they get the ball back. I trust you. And he had two big pass breakups down there as they're inside the 20 trying to score to tie the ball game up. And I'm really proud of that kid. That showed a ton of mental toughness by that kid. And he's come so far. And I wanted to admit, I'm really proud of him.
This is the second week in a row, too, that your team has faced some adversity, and you've overcome that and came out on top. So you got to be proud about that.
I am proud of them, and we preach that. That's why I love this game of football so much. I think it just correlates to life so much. And I tell our kids, nothing in life's easy. Nobody's ever going to give you anything. You got to work for everything you get, and bad things are going to happen. How are you going to handle it? And football teaches that. Everything's not always going to be easy. We're not going to have running clock in the fourth quarter. We're going to play really good football teams. They're going to challenge us. How are we going to respond when somebody hits us in the mouth, and challenges us? And I thought our kids responded well there in the fourth quarter.
Well, looking at the numbers from tonight's game, unofficially just shy of 350 yards of offense, which is a great total. And it's the usual suspects. Kanan right at 100 yards rushing tonight. He also had a catch for a touchdown. Preddy got off to a bit of a slow start, but he ends up with over 70 yards and a couple of touchdowns, and an outstanding night for DJ White. He ran for 20 yards, and he had over 100 yards receiving and had some crucial catches to keep drives alive for you tonight.
I can think of three big third down catches he made and then run after the catch to convert at crucial times in the game that, if we got turned on a punt there, could sway the outcome of this ball game. And that's those. He's a captain for us. He's a senior leader. And you look to those guys to make plays when they got to make plays. He did that. I thought Devin Bates played really well tonight. He hung in there. He threw some balls with pressure in his face and delivered them at just the right time. Thought he had a phenomenal game for us tonight as well.
Defensively, here and there, the Cubs were able to find some success, but then you were able to kind of shut that momentum off. They got the big fullback, Brandon Majors, rolling there for a couple of series, but then you were able to slow him down. They had to find other things to try to be successful.
Yeah, and my concern coming in was their fullback runs hard, but they've got really good speed and they're two wingbacks. And, I was concerned with them getting the edge. I thought we did a really nice job of that. They gashed us some early, got physical with us inside, and, we had to make a couple little tweaks there, but I thought our kids held up well on that physical battle in the trenches. And, for the most part, I thought we did a pretty good job in the run game. We gave up some big plays in the passing game that we've really got to get better at.
One thing that a lot of folks found out tonight, Cassville, a very good football team that is now 3-0, but Monett, a very good football team that is now 1-2. They're a lot better than that record.
I told our kids after the ball game how good a football team that was that we had just played. Coach Ewell does an outstanding job. He's got a great staff. He's got a great group of kids that are athletic and physical. They're now in our district again, and I told our kids, I can't foresee the future. I said, but it would not surprise me if we don't see them again down the road. That's a dang good football team.
And for both of you, it's right out of the frying pan into the fire. They get to go home, but they have to take on Lamar. You guys are on the road again, traveling down to Seneca.
Yeah, but there's two good football teams you just mentioned right there. So, the way the schedule works out, but that's our conference. That's the Big Eight. Week in and week out, you're going to have to turn around and play a good football team. And, we got to go on the road and play a very good Seneca Indian team that I think is 2-1 right now. And they've got a really, really talented two really, really talented running backs, big physical offensive line. We're going to have our hands full.
I know that score in the opening week when Springfield Catholic came back and beat them after being down 20-0, that kind of had people a little shocked and scratching their heads, but now Seneca has showed the last 2 weeks that Hey, they're good like people thought they were going into the season. They're going to be someone to reckon with in the Big 8 West.
Oh, absolutely. Big 8 West and our district. I mean, we've got a really tough conference and we got a really tough district. And, whoever comes out of this fray is, going to have the opportunity to make a deep run. I mean, there's some really good football teams down here.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time here in the post game as always. Congratulations on the victory, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again next week.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sammy, Jeremy, Todd. I appreciate all the coverage you guys give us. You do a phenomenal job. I want to say thanks again to our fans. You guys were great on the road last week at Catholic, and what an awesome environment and atmosphere here tonight, for the Berry County Brawl. And I expected a big crowd, and they were here. I mean, it was an outstanding atmosphere, and I'm expecting the same thing next week at Seneca. It'll be a big ball game.
That's exactly right. We'll have a good week of practice and go get those Indians next week.
Hey, thanks a lot. Susie, girls, I love you. I'll be home in a little bit.
Coach Lance Parnell joined us here on the postgame show, brought to you by the Law Office of John A. Leewright. They proudly support the Wildcats, and their professional personnel believe in your rights to a fair hearing and representing you with the utmost expertise, integrity, and excellence. Call 847-2177. That's the Law Office of John A. Leewright, 847-2177. We'll take another break and then be back to hand out our postgame awards and wrap things up. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. Cassville, the Wildcats win at 21-14 over Monett. Handing out our post-game awards, we start off with our Cassville Wildcat Player of the Game, brought to you by Fast Trip at 104 South Main in Cassville. Great prices and friendly service is what you'll find at Fast Trip. Stop by today. Locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. Our Wildcat Player of the Game, we have lots of players to choose from tonight. Bowen Preddy with 70 yards and a couple of touchdowns on the ground. Zach Kanan, 100 yards rushing, a touchdown reception. But the crucial catches that we were talking about with Coach Parnell from DJ White, converting big third down plays into first downs, 111 yards receiving tonight for DJ White. He also ran for 22. DJ White is our Wildcat Player of the Game.
Yeah, it was a tough call, but in the end, looking at the entire game, we felt like in those third down receptions kind of put us over the top there. It's not always making your way in the end zone, which is nice, but just the overall game that DJ had tonight was kept the offense on the field at crucial times and just big plays.
Yeah, and finding ways to get to the first down marker.
Right.
Sometimes when the catch was made well short of it, he was still able to fight his way to that first down stake.
That's exactly right. It was just, all will, no quit. Knew what he had to get and got it. And that was that's what swayed it in our favor.
Again, our Wildcat Player of the Game brought to you by Fast Trip. Whether for fuel, grocery items, fountain drinks, snacks, or ice cream, they have it all and at the best prices. Fast Trip, 104 South Main in Cassville. Locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. DJ White, our Wildcat Player of the Game. Our hard hit of the night is brought to you by B&K Auto Body, where fixing hard hits is their specialty. They use a Blackhawk frame, rack, and measurement system. Free computerized estimates also at B&K Auto Body. They work with all major insurances. Phone 847-3990. That's 847-3990. Our hard hit of the night goes to Jacob Olberts. Nearly caused a turnover. He jarred the ball loose with his hard hit, but some miraculous way Carter Brink was able to keep the ball from coming loose completely. He held it on the side of his helmet for a minute and was acrobatically able to keep possession of the football. But a big hard hit by Olberts in the first half ended up being our hard hit of the night.
As physical as this football game was, it probably could have gone to several people. I remember Carson Jacobson had a big hit on a receiver that hung onto the football. That one just kind of stuck out to us for the simple fact that it did jar the football loose, nearly causing a turnover. But you could have picked from several tonight. A lot of big hits, a lot of noise, all the way up here in the press box from what was going on down on that football field.
There's going to be a lot of sore bodies in the morning.
Absolutely.
And on the weekend, that's for sure on both sides.
Yeah, they won't know till tomorrow. They'll see, where did that mark come from? So, they'll be needing that time to recuperate and get ready to go next week.
Again, our hard hit of the night brought to you by B&K Auto Body with over 18 years of experience in fixing hard hit vehicles like new again. They use digital imaging, a downdraft paint booth, and free computerized estimates. B&K Auto Body, phone 847-3990. Our final scores from around the Big Eight, other than this one tonight here in Cassville. Lamar defeats Aurora 48-21. Mount Vernon over Marshfield 18-13. East Newton falls to McDonald County as the Mustangs come back and beat the Patriots 24-22. Seneca was a 39-18 winner over Nevada. Hollister and Catholic, it comes down to a one-point game. The Irish hold off the Tigers 21-20. The only game that we don't have a final yet, Rogersville and Reed Spring. And the last score we had, the Wolves were leading the Wildcats 13-7 in that one. Well, it's been an exciting night here in week number 3, and the Berry County Brawl couldn't have turned out to be much more exciting. It went right down to the closing seconds, a one-possession game, and the Wildcats hold on for the victory.
Well, you really couldn't ask for better football, better high school football, and as you see two teams going right at each other all night long, very physical, hard-fought game, and just a really fun game to be a part of. And again, the crowd that was here, large crowd, got to see something really fun out here tonight, and just really enjoyed this football game.
I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for supporting tonight's broadcast. Without the help of them, we could not do what we do. We appreciate all of our Wildcat sponsors for the support of our coverage here on the Talon Sports Network, and also the support of Cassville High School Athletics. You'll hear them mentioned here again in the wrap-up, and we do appreciate their sponsorship of Wildcat football so very much throughout the season. Big thank you goes out to Athletic Director Doug Martin for all his hospitality, and all the folks here at Cassville for the courtesies this evening. Thanks to Coach Parnell for coming up and visiting with us. We appreciate his time, always visiting with us here in the post game and then in the pregame as well in Coach's Corner. And thanks to all the fans that came out tonight. I mean, they put out a great atmosphere for these two teams to play in here this evening.
Yeah, and when you hear Coach Parnell talk about how the kids feed off of the crowds, that's absolutely right. Big, it's atmospheres like this, these kids want to perform and they want to hear the roar of that crowd. And when you have big crowds like this, he's absolutely right. And those kids, every one of them will tell you they feed off of it and they feel it and they sense it. And it's really something neat to see.
Appreciate Janet and Dwayne back at the studios as well, keeping track of all of our goings on at the studios and also helping us out with our prize winners. And thanks to those folks for listening as well. And congratulations on winning our prizes here this evening. Well, next week we take it on the road, head down to Seneca, Earl D. Campbell Stadium. The Indians will be the next opponent for the 3-0 Wildcats.
Always an interesting place to go, and Todd and I can speak from experience playing down there, and usually not an easy place to go win a football game. Seneca will bring a physical brand. They always do. They've got good players. They've got a couple of really nice running backs. The Wildcats are going to have their work cut out for them. They'll prepare this week, and one of the things you kind of worry about after a big emotional game like this right here is a letdown during the week, and this coaching staff seems to do a really good job of keeping teenage boys focused on the task at hand, and they're going to have to really stay on top of things this week as they prepare for the Seneca Indians, because Seneca will be ready to go.
Should be exciting, and we hope you join us next Friday night. If you can't make it down to the game in Seneca, tune into the Talon Network stations or on Web TV, as we'll have live coverage of the broadcast. Our final score again here tonight in Cassville. The Berry County Brawl goes to the Wildcats as they defeat the Monett Cubs 21-14. Speaking for Jeremy and Todd, this is Sammy Clapper saying thanks for joining us and good night from Wildcat Stadium.